Rumble refused to connect. Why? Okay. Is Rumble good? Well, looks like it's connected now. Okay. How's this going? Wow, we got everyone here, huh? Holy crap. How's everyone doing? Okay. Alrighty. Everybody doing okay? Alrighty. Looks like y'all can see. Watch this short. So Bondi, okay. Yeah, I can pull this up. Also wanted to, what else was I gonna watch on stream? There was a couple other things. Oh yeah. Erica Kirk apparently has her event going. Should we watch the CBS full interview? On let's see if we should do that. This is by the way, apparently let me get all the streams set up properly. Is Kick even am I done with Kick? I'll see if it'll connect. See if it gives me any issues or not. Okay. Apparently it connected on. I guess Kick was maybe down when that happened. Very much not impressed with how Kick has been. Very unimpressed with Kick as a whole. There we go. All right, we got 35 people in here. See what this is doing. Still saying that I'm offline on Kick. I'm going to give it like one more chance. Or I just decide not to. Oh, yeah. It's just not working. I'm just done with it. I don't need Kick around. Hasn't been a good platform to me. Don't know why. They didn't have to make it bad. Let's see. So I'll just have my Rumble stream pulled up. Sorry it's taking so long, guys. There we go. Madness is here in the Rumble chat. Alrighty. No, I think that's it. I think I've got everything going. Alrighty. 60 people in here at once already. That's just crazy to me. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello, Blue Arrow. Hello, Mister. Hello, Madness. Hello, Truth is Life. Hello, Uzumiki. Hello, Philip. Hello, Rolling Thunder. Hello, Kaming. Hello, CC. Is there anybody else in here? Front Butt Bear. Tatiana. Lily, Hot Valley. 21. Yep. I think that's everyone for the most part. And Satiric, good to see you in here too. Hello, everybody. Hey, Light Safe. Light as a feather. Not Light Safe. How you doing? Oh, man, that's so good. Made me a nice chai tea. Coffee brand coffee chai tea. Hello, Curtis. Hello, Mickey. Hello, Lulu. Lily. Philip. Claire. How y'all doing? Hey, Adriana. Timmy. Wait. Mimi. TR Mimi. T Mimi. Something like that. Wait. Yeah, T Mimi. Hello, Solo. Great to see you guys here. So, this is apparently the guy who did the Brown University thing. Some sort of military guy that would have ran in there, screamed the snack bar term, and then did it. I don't know. How do we know it's specifically him? This person, he is definitely MAGA. Jesus. Okay. So, yeah. He's just definitely MAGA. Yeah, the MAGA guys normally support Islam. You know, it's crazy. VPN foreign bot. Yeah, probably. Let's see. I mean, it's just crazy. They're just like, oh, served in the military must be. That's such an own on the left. If they're like, oh, because he's in the military, he's definitely MAGA. Okay. Well, you guys are screwed then. There's no such thing as, you know, taking over our country with leftist ideology then. We'll just use the military. Tough, right? We win automatically. If the left really believes that. Hey, Moon. Hey, Terry. Hey, Linda. Hey, Doobie Redburn Darling. Doobie Redburn Darling? Alrighty. It's an op from Islamic State, probably. He probably got paid by Qatar as well. Is that how Candace knew that something was going down? Qatar's paying people to, you know, commit awful acts? Is that what's really going on? Do we have a Qatari, scandal here? I almost wonder, you know? Makes me wonder just a little bit. Let's, I'm gonna shut this off real quick just in case. So we got that. Let's go to here. We'll go to broadcasts. I think we ought to start.
Morning. What is it?
I don't want to start it yet. I'm going to start the short first. There we go. Alrighty. Because I didn't want to bring up any private messages. I send all this stuff to me privately on X. Ooh. Oh, I hope I don't look like Candace Owens to you there, Trent. I don't look that much like her, do I? At least I know I'm pretty, right? Anyway. Hey, Susie. It's verified he's on the right? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not verified at all. That guy just said that because he's in the military. That's why I was saying, you know, if he's going to give us that much power and it's like, oh, well, since he's in the military, that makes him automatically a Trump supporter. The left is really screwed if that's the case. It's really funny how they don't think about what they say before they say it. Let's see. Hello, Ashley Wynn. Hello, Cherry DeMilo. DeMilo. Hello, it's Nicole. Hello, Swan Jeff. Let's see. Hello, Samurai. John 146 Christ saves. Alrighty. We got a whole party in here, guys. Let's watch this short real quick. This is apparently what happened. Something Jews in Australia are no longer safe. We're going to watch this guy real quick. Official Sahar TV.
Breaking news coming from Australia, Bondi Beach, where Jewish families, including children, elderly, women, men, were targeted by two Muslim terrorists while they were chanting Allahu Akbar and just shooting and spraying bullets at them. What did you think the term globalize the Intifada means? That's exactly the definition. Take the violence and globalize it. Take it to Australia, take it to France, take it to the UK, take it to the United States, make it absolutely normal. And you were walking with them and chanting with them that same sentence. Why are Jews being targeted in Australia? Why are Jews being targeted celebrating a Jewish holiday? Why is that the case? Why are we normalizing this type?
I got a question, guys. If anybody could ever answer this at all, when was the last time, like, you saw Christians or Jews going around chanting and just started blowing up mosques? Going up to Arab areas, you know, and just started filling them up. Why hasn't that happened, huh? Maybe it's because one side is incredibly violent and the other side is not. It's like the left thinks that they're going to be able to get away with all this. They've imported these people into the country. They are trying to align with them. And they're trying to... It's like they think they were going to get away with this in general. Nobody's falling for this crap. Now we're pushing back. We're going to deport all these people. We need to deport people like Ilhan Omar. All of them. Get them all out. Get them all out of our country. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how this happens so often. Terror attacks everywhere. You never see it being like a guy with a little hat on going around there, you know, into schools and whatnot and just busting them up. No, it's always a guy with a full-fledged, you know, oh, you know what I'm saying. Except for in this weird incident here where apparently something is happening. I don't know who this guy is. He looks... Genuinely don't know what's going on here. Don't know what's going on with that. Is it a cover-up? It is getting weird. Why was he yelling the snack bar phrase? You know what I mean? Brown University guy from my hometown. Deploying feelers now. Man. Let's see. Benjamin Erickson, the person of interest, is believed to hail from Wisconsin, but public records indicate he may also... Okay, we've already covered this, too. Wow. I got most of this in the new video. This is not looking straightforward at all. It doesn't make sense. Why would this guy, this blonde-haired looking green-eyed maybe guy, be screaming out the snack bar phrase and doing that? Like, what is he trying to accomplish with that? Did he get indoctrinated? Was he put up to it? Is he paid by Qatar? What's happening, you know? It's just weird. Omar's son was just arrested by ICE. Are you serious? No. Wait a minute. No, really? Says her son was pulled over. Oh, his son was pulled over by ICE. Okay, let's see. To prove his citizenship. Yesterday, after he made a stop at Target, he did get pulled over by U.S. Immigration Custom Enforcement agents, and once he was able to produce his passport ID, they did let him go. Is there any proof of this happening? Omar said ICE previously entered a mosque where his son and others were praying, but left without incident. Okay, oh, I'm sure. They just, you know, they're just around, but nobody's able to show proof. Okay. I don't believe Ilhan Omar. I don't believe her. I don't think that happened. I think she's the lying, absolute lying two-faced person. She's making it seem like that Trump is targeting her and her family. They already know if her son is legal or not. They know him. I guarantee you they absolutely know him on a first-name basis. I don't think they would have done that. I don't think they're doing this to try and make it scary for her or anything like that either. If they want him out, they're going to grab him and they're going to take him out. That's what I think's happening. But let's finish this.
Type of violence against Jews around the world. Why is that the case? We have to start taking action. And what do I mean by taking action? Deport them. People who do not fit with your ideology, deport them. Because then we'll see a lot more violence in Australia, in France, in the UK, in different parts of the world. My heart goes out to the...
I think he kind of misspoke there, but we get what he's saying. Oh, man. Thank you, Saw. Saw? 642? Why does a lot of MAGA deride Islam and hate Jews? Qatar, maybe? I can only guess because I genuinely don't know. The thing about it is, I don't think it's necessarily MAGA doing it as much as it is people that are media personalities and happen to be MAGA. You know what I mean? It's really, really, really weird. It's really weird. I don't know what's happening, to be honest. I'm not a part of those circles, so... My issue is if this is what's going to end up happening. I'm either going to remain in the dark, okay, about all of it, and never become part of those circles. Or, if I try to get into those circles at all to figure out what's going on, more than likely, probably get taken hostage, have my entire family taken hostage, and then they're going to be like, now you're going to support XYZ. And I'm going to be like, oh, well, what do I do now? You know? So I think I'm just going to try and stay in my corner and speculate. You know what I mean? If I try to go and investigate, I'm afraid that it'd be like, well, you're going to watch something happen to your family and kids? You know, what's going to be my options then, I guess? Unless that's not actually happening and I'm just being a paranoid schizo there. You never know. You never know what's happening. Candace has George Farmer, who is worth $160 million. Okay. Have you ever known a millionaire or billionaire to stop? What are you talking about? I don't get it. Erica is involved? Oh, any proof that Erica's involved, though? Wait, okay. Hey, Trent, I'm curious. I'll entertain you for a little bit here. Why not? I want to know what you're talking about. Okay. So wait. Are you saying that? Hey Trent, quick question. Are you saying that Milo is a liar? Milo Yiannopoulos? I'm just curious, Trent. Tell me Milo Yiannopoulos is a liar. Wait, is he really? Did he have furry stuff? I don't know. Erica's family has ties to Israel. Okay. All right, let's say they do. Okay. What would be the point of that? I'm just curious. But anyway, can you tell me that Milo Yiannopoulos is a liar real quick, Trent? Do you think you could say that for me real quick, buddy? We'll see what he says. I'm waiting for it. Do y'all believe what Milo said about Benny Johnson? I'm just curious what his stance on Milo Yiannopoulos is with all that, because he's saying that that's definitely not true about George Farmer. So, what about sure, Milo's a liar? Okay, cool. So then Candace by proxy would also be lying because she is actively getting information from like Milo and all that information that he's dropping on people that she doesn't like about them being gay. Why is she supporting that? That's somebody you trust then? You know what I mean? Oh, the Saw, man, thank you again. You Americans need to realize it's not you fighting Israel's wars, it's them fighting your wars. This is how it's seen in the Middle East. Tell any Christian Arab to the U.S. fight the Israel war, they'll laugh at you. I mean, we were kind of the ones who went over there and did what we did to Iran. You know what I mean? Israel needed us for it, so I'm curious. What do you mean by that? Because, they sure didn't do any of those bunker busters. You know what I mean? We had to have those. Our weapons are superior, and we are absolutely 100% the backbone for Israel. We don't need necessarily Israel to be there. It wouldn't matter if they were there or not when it comes to the United States. Because the problem is they're never going to have the range to get us. And if they do get the range to get us, well, they're not going to have it for long because we're not going to let that happen. And, you know, I'm glad to not let that happen. And I'm glad to support Israel. The only issue is right now is, are we going to do it during massive economic downturns? Are we going to do it at the cost of our own people? You know what I mean? Like, Israel's strong. I don't think there's a single Israeli country that is going to genuinely be able to harm Israel. And here's the thing, too. Think of it this way. The United States kind of restricts Israel from doing what they're doing as well, to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And if we had to go down to not necessarily completely defunding, but at least make cuts, you know, for our own people, it would kind of give Israel the leeway to, you know, operate outside of what the U.S. wants, you know what I mean? If they didn't do it, you would have gone in with commandos? No, we wouldn't have. We would have still just dropped the bunker busters. We didn't have to get any... Nobody was on the ground. What do you mean? We bunker busted the crap out of them. You know? Nobody's going to vote for Candace, buddy. No, literally nobody. There's not going to be any leftist votes, and Candace has severely split the right. Now she's getting herself really enriched, but the issue with it is that she has absolutely... Wait, we give no money to Israel? What? We give them discounts and they give you $18 billion on top? From what sort? What resources and what source are you talking about? No, Saul, you're not quite. That's not true. I have to send in their commandos. What are you talking about? Wait. I'm confused as to how you could possibly think Israel's military or their economy can stack up against the U.S. at all. Okay. How much money does the U.S. send to Israel? Okay. Council on Foreign Relations. Let's see here. So Israel has been the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid since the founding, receiving over $300 billion, adjusted for inflation, in total economic and military assistance. I'm confused here. How much money has Israel given to the United States? Okay. This is updated May 28, 2025. This is aid to Israel. Okay. Let's, does Israel pay the U.S. anything? How about that? Search assist here. We'll just pull it up. Israel does not pay the U.S. for the military aid it receives. Okay. I mean, all of it's just how much we provide for Israel. Israel doesn't put out anything on how much they give to us, and everything's saying here that they don't, so I don't understand what you're talking about. They don't just buy 68% of the weapons. And not to mention, we have to make those weapons. It's not like if that's the case, then they're not just giving us money. That's us. Again, without us, Israel can't exist, really. I mean, I'm sure they can exist now, but what I'm trying to tell you is that they don't have an economy like we do. Think about what the United States can build. Look at the size of the entire United States. We have resources underneath our soils. We have rare earths. We have oil. We have all sorts of different things. We have farmlands. We have all sorts of different resources we can make. We are infinitely more wealthy just based on our land than what Israel could ever possibly be, because Israel is about the size of New Jersey. Okay, how much resources do you think a small area? It's not even the type of people, the type of government, or anything. It's literally landmass and resources. That's all. Like, you could just look at that and be like, well, obviously the United States is infinitely more wealthy, and the United States infinitely has a larger military and an infinitely larger population. There's no possible way Israel, no matter how good of a country or how bad of a country or whatever you would believe about Israel, could ever compete with that. There's nothing they could do. Think about Israel's population. I mean, look at this. Population. Okay. Size. Okay. Can I just get a direct answer? Like, good Lord. 9 million people. 9 million people is the population. Check this out. Population of New York City. 8 million. They're literally less than 1 million people apart. It's not possible to compare America to Israel at all. It's just not even in the same ballpark. Like, Israel is barely bigger than New York City. And they're a country. You know what I mean? Like, no country in the world makes more money than the United States. It's not possible. No country has all the resources, you know what I mean? The United States genuinely has a little bit of everything, but mass quantities of everything as well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... We're in a magical little area. The United States of America is quite the magic area. It's crazy, you know? It just is what it is. Again, it's no hate to Israel, but whoever's telling you that Israel is not absolutely, like, just 100% at the mercy of the United States, you know? No, China does kick our butts at rare earth minerals, but China doesn't have oil and gas and all that stuff. They have very, very little. We have a lot more rare earth minerals in the United States than China does in gas and oil. And we make up, like, with a ton of gas and oil. Unfortunately, China has to heavily rely on the Middle East for gas and oil. There's no way around it. We don't have to rely on China for rare earth minerals. They just have so many that it's much more safe to mine and to have, and you know what I mean? Even though they're using the most horrendous, like, laborious conditions for, mining all their rare earth minerals. It's just so plentiful Like, it's, it's a lot more difficult for us to get to them, but we have a lot of rare earth minerals. Look over in Arkansas, the gold rush over in California, all that good stuff. We have a ton. Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Oh, man. From working man to another, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Genuinely. You guys are freaking amazing, Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, you get it. No one compares to America. America's just, it's not that one country's necessarily better than the other. It's just we hit the jackpot here. America's just unfair when it comes to the amount of resources that we have. You know what I mean? It's just is what it is. But here's my point. Right now, Americans are suffering badly due to other countries' decisions. Not due to America. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Biden and them decided to try and help the rest of the world. And just depleted a lot of our resources. Look what's going on with Ukraine. You know what I mean? That's why it's like, hey, I think we need to put a hold on everything. A temporary hold on literally everything. And then divvy out. I would like to look at Israel first, and since they're our closest ally, yeah, sure. We'll cut their funding probably temporary amount of time. Look at it, be like, look, what do you need? Are you buying weapons? Like, maybe we actually make them purchase more weapons and be like, look, we could keep that side of the business going. You know what I mean? But maybe a lot of the handouts that were given slow down a bit because of the economic downturn. It's not because they did anything wrong. It's that we unfortunately can't afford it because we really screwed up with the lockdowns. We never should have locked this country down. And now look at what's happened. When we have to dig into the pot that much and take out all these loans, it's just so bad. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? We have so many, our homeless population increased so much over COVID. It's sickening. It's disgusting how bad we have betrayed our own citizens. And it's like, we need a quick fix. Not just like, we'll do this and over the next 5 years, everything gets better. It's like, no, we need to because people are suffering right now. They don't have 5 years. You know what I mean? To people like you and me that are working and doing all that, we have 5 years. You know what I'm saying? To get the economy rolling back and feeling good. And it's like, okay, good, everything's happening. We can hunker down a little bit. Pinch our pennies, save our, stuff, stop eating out, get more food for, cooking and all that. We can do that. The people who have, didn't have the best life, you know what I'm saying? Coming up, and then they started making something out of themselves, and then bam, lost it all during COVID. It sucks. And we need to stop everything now, assist those people, get the ones who are crazy and on drugs in a nice padded cell or something, personally, or get them through rehab and get them back into society if they're, can be rehabilitated. Some people can, some people can't. And then once we get that done, then look at our allies and be like, who needs help now from there? Help them get back on their feet if they need it. But they should also be able to do that to themselves, especially the UK right now. Whew. Man, the UK is, I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed, you know what I mean? Oh, thank you again, Saul. Let's see here. No one compared Israel to America. America is best, not close. You give $3 billion to Israel, $300 billion, and you force their hands to buy 68% of their weapons from you. You get back their $3 billion plus that $12 billion. No, it's not that we force their hands. It's that, do you really think China would allow them to either A, purchase weapons, or B, not have those weapons compromised on them? China is the other superpower in Russia, and guess who they're both aligned with? They're both aligned with the Muslim Brotherhood. Who else is going to sell them weapons then? There's only 3 countries who permit, all those weapons like that. You know what I mean? China, Russia, United States. The EU isn't even a player. They pretend they're a player. They ain't a player. They got nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just, who are they going to buy from then? It's not even that, it wouldn't matter if they decided they didn't want to buy from us at all anymore. Nobody else is going to sell them weapons unless it's going to be compromised weapons. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. What about the upgrades to our weapons and geopolitical Wait, what do you mean? I missed something. People are disingenuous and ridiculous. At least you are not shoving Palestinian baby guilt down everyone's throat. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not one of those guys. I have no idea. I am not educated enough on Palestine and Israel in general. Every time I read anything historical involving Palestine or Israel, it comes up in Israel's favor. Just does. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, but you got to question that history. But question it with what? You know what I mean? Like, undocumented claims makes it tough, you know? And I know there's a lot of people pro-Palestine. I'm not saying you're wrong for it, but I have not seen enough evidence, okay? Maybe there's some other things that people can point me off into the right direction on, but I haven't seen much evidence that Israel's in the wrong, you know? October 7th didn't have to happen. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And that's when it pretty much kicked off for this, you know, what's going on now. So there is that, you know, and tough. If Hamas didn't want fire, they shouldn't have been poking the bear, you know, the fire bear, I guess. Yeah, whatever I was saying. Let's see. Israel doesn't own anything. I don't know if they own anything or not. I have legitimately no idea. You know, Hamas deliberately withheld baby formula for months to push starvation narrative. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stories on that. Yeah, I don't wish ill will on anyone, except for terrorist states. Then, you know, they can go out the same way that they always go out, but hopefully without casualties. Without innocent casualties. All right, thank you, End Times. You support Israel that never left in 3,000 years? I mean, no, I understand that. There are 15 million Jews in the world compared to 2 billion Muslims. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Israel had nothing to do with the F-35. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that. The F-35, are you talking about the one that China possibly shot down? Everyone was kind of accusing China of shooting down just like a couple months ago or a month ago or so. Was it about a month ago? Man, that is good stuff. I gotta make me another cup of that before bed. Anyway, yeah. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's finish
the
this.
Families of the wounded, injured, and of course the victims. This is a disgusting act of anti-Semitism, and we need to act now.
Yep. Definitely agree with that. Let's so do you guys want to go over what do you all want to go over? The Candace Owens stuff, the Erica Kirk thing. I think the Erica Kirk is new. You know, it's all new information. So I think that's probably what we ought to watch here. What do you guys think? I don't know if this is the actual full thing. The actual, because it says watch live. It's from CBS. Erica Kirk talks about grief, faith, and politics in America. 1 hour. Oh, this is the town hall. Okay, it is. Never mind. So they released the full town hall onto X. So, yeah. The Adair? Is the Israelis upgrade? Wait, Adair. It's a town in Oklahoma. Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Alrighty. And okay, just making sure everything's good down there. Oh no, that's what I was doing. I have to turn this heat down in here. It is really hot. It is really, really hot up here. It's working overtime. Oh, the heat's not even on. Okay, all the heat's just rising probably from downstairs. I'm going to open up the window real quick right over here. Because, oh, shoot. Love how this wraps around my arm on my chair. Be right back, guys. The window's just right here. This should cool down the area pretty quickly. Alrighty. So let's watch this town hall with Erica, right? Is that what you guys, Oh, yeah. I was actually drinking, coffee brand coffee. The chai tea. It's very, very good. I love that stuff. It's actually just as good as Tiavana's Samurai Chai. before Tijuana kind of stopped and closed down, and now they only sell like 5 teas online. And they don't sell their samurai chai. So the Quartering actually makes a really, really good chai tea that I absolutely love that I get every month. So, you know, I ought to start selling coffee brand coffee, huh? Maybe. I don't know. I really like this stuff a lot. It's good loose leaf tea. Oh, thank you so much, Ashlyn. Thank you guys for the super chats and all too. Thank you all so much, genuinely. I really appreciate that. If American is number 1 in the world, it would be. Well, look, I'm just an America First guy. You know what I mean? I think we should secure our own oxygen masks before we put other oxygen masks on other people. You know what I mean? I mean, it's the more common sense thing, because if we're doing good, everyone in the world's going to be doing good. If we don't put America first in general, everywhere else is going to do bad. It's going to be a massive, massive, massive weakness to the rest of the world. We need to make sure our country's strong. You know what I mean? It just is the way it is. And the thing about it is Europe right now, severely, severely, severely sabotaging themselves. You have all these other countries sabotaging themselves, and us as America cannot just step in all at once to fix all these other people's and countries' problems. The people need to get up and fight back against what their government's doing, especially in Australia, you know? That's exactly it, you know? Yeah, agreed. Agreed, Saw. Close up your border and stop importing people. That's exactly it. That's what we need to do. And that's what we're trying to do right now. But we have so many other weaknesses going on because of what the left has done to this country. It just sucks. I don't want to watch this cooking thing. When I want to get to... let's see. Here we go. We'll watch a little bit of this. We'll probably skip around till she gets to Candace Owens for sure. Yeah, no, I think Europe does need to learn a hard lesson. They're one of the ones I want to cut first. You know what I mean? Now, I love, and that's the thing, is I feel for Europeans that don't want to lose the United States and want to be just as right-wing as the United States is. You know, so that always pulls at my heartstrings. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I think we agree. I think we just have a little bit different priorities, which isn't a bad thing. I don't blame people for not being strictly America first. I just believe in America first. You know what I mean? But I understand there's nuance. There is nuance. You know? It can't just simply be cut every single person off in the world. But man, do we need to make some serious changes. Why is this like this? Can we, like, you know... There we go.
My word, man news. Let me tell you why we're here. If you're watching this or you're sitting here in this room with me, you know what I know, which is that we live in a very divided country.
But we don't know no, but we know no.
A country where many people feel that they can't speak across the political divide. Sometimes they feel they can't even speak across their own kitchen table. And one of the goals of the new CBS News is to change that. And this town hall is just the beginning. This is going to be the first of many conversations and debates on CBS News about the thing.
Why is this dude trying so hard not to laugh? What's going on with this dude? What did he do? He plays a whoopee cushion somewhere?
Things that matter most,
look at him.
Which are often the hardest to talk about. I can make one promise to you, and it's this. You will not agree.
Thank you so much, Ashlyn. Thank you so much. Genuinely, thank you.
With everything you hear tonight.
You guys are amazing.
Or in any of these other broadcasts. And that is exactly the point. Because the premise of a democracy is that we persuade each other with words and not violence. And that the only way to get to the truth is by talking to one another.
Yeah.
And that brings me right to tonight's guests, Erica Kirk. 3 months ago, Erica Kirk's husband, Charlie, was assassinated on a college campus in Utah. To some, Charlie Kirk was controversial. To others, he was heroic. What is indisputable is that he transformed the American right in the 21st century. He did it through an organization called Turning Point.
Yeah, of course you were, Madness. Yeah, you couldn't break your gaze for 5 seconds.
Which he founded when he was only 18 years old. In the wake of Charlie's murder, Erica has now picked up his mantle. The mother of 2 young children, she is also now the CEO and chairwoman of Turning Point. Now, Charlie's murder was not an isolated tragedy. And tonight in the audience, we have other victims of the political violence that's ripping through this country. We also have religious leaders, college students, young Christians, and others invited by CBS News. You're going to be hearing from some of them tonight. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. So, Erica, let's get started. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I was very grateful when you had reached out because it was...
Oh, Michelle, you talking about like the Nick Fuentes's and all? I'm really confused by it, to be honest. I don't know what's going on. I'm almost wanting to have Nick Fuentes on and just ask him questions myself. At the same time, I don't know if that'll accomplish anything because he can just lie, right? So, I don't know. As an Australian, I don't understand all the America bashing. Do I think you guys get everything right? No, but you guys have been amazing allies and no one cares. Well, that's the thing. That's what China and all these other foreign countries have put out there. It starts off by just bashing America and criticizing them a little bit by little bit for silly things. You know what I mean? And then it gets to, it gets to everybody has a united hatred for America, but why? Oh, because we're not socialist. Comes all the way down to America's not socialist and they're dumb. Oh, they have the Second Amendment and just everything else, anything they can criticize for. Anytime anything goes wrong at all, they'll criticize us. But the funny thing is the exact same day a mass incident happens in America, happens in Australia too. The only difference is there's way more casualties in Australia because nobody was able to stop the shooter with a gun, you know? At least in America, you know, and now that guy did leave. You know, that's a rare incident. Most of the time when a mass incident happens, it's stopped by a good guy with a weapon. Every time, almost every single time. Very few cases that it hasn't happened that way. But still sometimes doesn't happen that way. Holy crap. Kelly, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Holy cow. That is so awesome. Kelly McKinnon. Thank you. Genuinely thank you.
Opportunity to be able to have a conversation that Charlie always enjoyed, being able to have dialogue on both sides so that people could really hear everything that's going on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for making the time. There's so many subjects I want to cover. Mm-hmm. I want to begin with...
Yeah, no problem at all, Loyal. I'm sorry about that. Can you repeat people's question before answering? Helps follow the conversation. Yeah, I probably should do that. When I see myself as talking directly to them, and that probably makes sense because other people probably are not reading always the same chat I'm reading, you know, or that chat went by too fast. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I should do that. Hope Nick does release everything. We'll see about that, Susie. We'll see for sure. Nick is a glowy. Stay away. I mean, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I don't talk to him, but I'm not going to give him any special treatment. Sandy says, I hope Nick does, and I don't like him. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Let's see here. Blexit Ashley says, Blexit had misinformation about taxes. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be wild. We're going to look into that too today.
The hours and days after your husband was murdered.
Yes.
You got up in his podcast studio where he broadcasted from for many hours every day.
Yeah.
And you said this. You said, you have no idea what you have just unleashed. What did you mean by that?
Let me give you a little background of that day. We get home. The team goes to dinner.
Thank you, Trainwreck.
I'm laying in my daughter's bed, and I can't sleep. It took me months to even walk into my bedroom. I'm laying in my daughter's bed. I can't sleep. I grab my phone, and I start typing out it. And those are my words. That morning, the team reached out to me and said, they think they got the guy. You should probably say thank you to the authorities and just make a statement. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. I wasn't afraid. They said, let's go to the office and let's discuss. We're at the office and they say, do you want to go live? Or we can easily, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. We can easily pre-record this. I said, absolutely not. My husband always went live. I have nothing to hide. We're fully transparent. What you
very much like Charlie Kirk to always go live and do that stuff. It's kind of weird that just like Charlie Kirk as well, you know, most of the time there, he would debate in person. Candace doesn't really want to, at all step up to that plate. It's kind of interesting how that works. She's not going to do what Charlie Kirk always would have done, And here we are, one day away. Candace could still make it to TPUSA. She could still do it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a heck of a day, guys. I'm not going to be able to live stream tomorrow, unfortunately, because wife's got to work and I got to watch the kids, and then I go into work at midnight that night. So, my 3 days, they're pretty tough, but I will be able to cover the video, at least by Monday night or Tuesday morning. So, we'll see, I'll be going over it for sure. The full TPUSA live stream and all. Well, I say the full thing. All the allegations that they're going to be covering. You know what I mean? From Candace. But yeah, I think we'll do that. Hey, Ed, how's it going? Just stopping in for a little. Still shoveling? Man, absolutely. We haven't gotten snowy here yet. A lot of us, let's see, Ken, a lot of us that are boomers or Gen X, etc., our parents or grandparents fought the, bad guys in World War II. So, well surprised if Nick's more than bots. They know what works. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Ohio pulls tabs. What happened to Candace? Candace we'll be going over what happened to Candace. Don't worry. We're going to be going over tax forms and stuff that she lied about Blexit. It's just crazy. She's a fraudster. Wild how that works out, huh? Claire, can you imagine dying then your best friend attacks the one you love and trusted the most? Yeah, exactly, Alrighty. It snowed in West Virginia? Nice. Yeah, it's so cold here in Oklahoma, too. I think right now we're sitting at about, I think we're going to hit like 17 degrees tonight or something. I'm going to pull it open while this is
See is what you get. If I start breaking down on live TV, I break down on live TV. My husband was assassinated. He didn't die in a car accident. So we go live. I write all of my own speeches. And when I said that.
Okay, the low is 21 tonight. We're going to get a low of 21. Too cold. I don't like this cold. Apparently, it's going to warm up a decent amount, hopefully, so I can take my kids to the nature reserves and stuff, into the parks and all that good stuff, because I run their energy out. I guess Wednesday maybe 60. Oh, I hope so. Thursday maybe 60. It did say it was going to be like 70 like yesterday. Now that's gone down by 10 degrees. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to end up being 40s all week, but they give us hope. They give us fake hope all the time, these stinking weathermen. Let's see.
That is the Holy Spirit that is unleashed.
Florida's 22 degrees? Wow.
That is a revival that's unleashed. That's not meant for call to violence. That's meant for people to understand that the Lord is moving in ways we have no idea. And God is going to use something so tragic to wake people up to realize that our life is short. He only lived 31 years. 31 years.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you have no idea what has been unleashed. But I will promise until my last breath that I will let the Lord use me in ways that he only can to bring glory to him and to the kingdom. And it has been unbelievably powerful. And it's just the beginning.
Erica, one of the most alarming things about Charlie's murder was the way that some people in this country reacted to it.
Yeah.
And not just online. This was an idea that you encountered a lot. And the idea was this. They kind of justified it. They basically said that because Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful, that he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified his death?
I'm sorry, guys.
You're sick.
Yeah.
He's a human being.
Yeah, he is a human being.
You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter.
That's the problem, though. We kind of went over this a little earlier. These sickos will do that. Okay? I know from Erica's point of view right now that is a tough thing to say, It's like, hey, go say that to my daughter's face. The problem is these psycho freaks, these psycho freaky leftists here, have no problem doing much, much, much worse to your kids. And you know that. She brings up into this interview later on that she's got, kidnapping threats and stuff like that. So obviously, these aren't sane people that you're talking to. When you're telling them, say that to my, daughter, they're probably going to take that as a challenge. I wouldn't invite that, I understand the position she's coming from, the strong, tough position, but sometimes strong, tough positions like that just are not that smart to necessarily do in certain situations, especially when it involves kids. You know what I mean? It's just, they're gonna do that.
Excuse me. You want to watch in high res the video of my husband being murdered and laugh and say he deserves it? There's something very sick in your soul, and I pray that God saves you. I pray, because that is what is so wrong. The internet in this world has dehumanized us. My husband did something very simple. He talked to people. You're going to be murdered for talking to people. He didn't go after people. He went after your ideas. And if you think it's okay to murder someone because you think they had it coming for them because they took the time.
People will still sit here and say that she's fake crying. It's kind of wild. That doesn't look like fake crying to me, Doesn't look like it to me at all. You got to understand, this is somebody who's like, hey, these people attacked, and I just don't understand why people aren't thinking from this perspective at all, but somebody attacked her husband, genuinely attacked him, and all his ideals, and she's like, hey, I have to stand strong for my family. I can't make it seem like, oh my gosh, you got him, and now we're all scared, because that's not what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie was a fighter. She's going to stand up and put her life on the line as a fighter, be the head of TPUSA. I mean, every single time she's out in the spotlight, she's trying not to cry. Nobody wants to cry in front of people and be a blubbering mess, snot bubbles and all that stuff. Nobody wants to do that. Doesn't matter what happened. I've never once had any type of desire to go out on stage and cry my eyes out. It's just never something that's interested anybody, I don't think. I don't think she wants to go out there and cry her eyes out. Just something that happens. And sometimes she's trying to just completely disassociate. When something's happened, a lot of people just shut down their emotions completely, and they just, they just don't even think about it. Their mind doesn't go to that place. Therefore, they don't cry. And then sometimes they know something's coming up, and emotion may be needed, and they can't bring themselves to cry. And then sometimes that looks like fake crying. In this incident right here, doesn't even look close to fake crying. Not even close. Sometimes when you say something, it just comes out no matter what. And you're coming up and you're like, all right, I'm going to say this. I'll get right past it. You get right on it, and it's like, nope, waterworks are coming. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. It's difficult, just as difficult. And then you're going to have millions upon millions upon millions of people just judging you. That's not the way I would do it. That's not the way that this person would do it, or that person would do it, or somebody else would do it. It's like, man, okay. Probably right about that. You have no idea what this person's doing, what they're going through, how many times they've rehearsed their speech when they went out there to make sure that they didn't cry. And then they go out there and they do it exactly like that. They have no idea. Nobody knows the behind the scenes. Team Emmy says, I lost my son Jacob tragically 20 months ago. He happened to share the exact same birthday as Charlie. Breaks my heart. I see the grief in her face and her eyes. Man, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your son. That's rough. I'm very sorry to hear that. It's a bummer. It's an absolute bummer that all of this had to happen. And people are just going to sit here and give her crap, I mean, not to pick on you here, Team Emmy, but could you imagine if people were, coming after you and telling you that you weren't acting right because of that incident? Couldn't imagine, you'd be having a easy time with that, let alone with what actually happened and all, I'm very sorry for your loss. You know, it's, yeah, I'm very sorry about that. That sucks. And just imagine that on top of it, you know, having to tell your kids too. Man, I couldn't, man, I just cannot, I couldn't handle it. Like, I've got 2 little girls. I wouldn't be able to even look my girls in the face if they had to ask, like, what happened to someone in their life like that. You know what I mean? Their mother or anything, God forbid, anything like that. It'd be like, wow, coming home having to tell them that they never get to see them again. They're going to ask every single night. Man. Life's not very fair. Especially with all the people that are giving people crap over this, acting like that they know what she's going through.
To have people come to the front of the line if they didn't agree with you, and you think it's okay because you don't like what they say or how they say it, that they should be murdered, and you're enjoying it and you're rejoicing in that? That is evil.
Yeah,
evil.
It is evil.
Excuse me.
As you know, and as I know, one of the ideas that has gained a lot of traction among young people, especially in this country, Erica.
Yeah, irony. I'm sorry to hear that too. Been numb after your sister passed unexpectedly. Been 2 years. I'm sorry to hear that too. Man.
And this leads them to this kind of justification, is the idea that words themselves are violence. And that brings us tonight to our first audience question. It comes from Angel Eduardo. Angel is a senior writer and editor for the civil libertarian group, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, or FIRE, and he writes passionately about issues of free speech. Angel.
Thank you, Barry. Excuse me. Hi, Erica. My condolences. A recent survey that we took after Charlie's assassination found that 90% of undergraduates believe to some extent that words can be violence. Another FIRE survey that we took earlier also found that 1/3 of surveyed students believe that using violence to stop disfavored speech can be acceptable, at least in rare cases. What's your response to those numbers?
Are you sure it's a rare situation? Are they using a Friedman clip on there? Did they make them for those little microphones now? It's interesting. Huh. That guy must found himself a niche. That's interesting.
And what would you say to those students in particular?
Why are they running 2 microphones?
Well, for the people who say that my husband might have incited violence, I know that was not your question, but I'm going to put a squash on it before anyone else can attach to that. My husband never incited violence. He never once said, go after them because they're saying X, Y, Z and they deserve to die. My husband never once said that, and he never would. What did he say? Come to the front of the line. I'll put my mic down. Tell me why you believe that. Well, that's interesting. I never thought of that. But have you thought of this? People heckling, laughing at them. Stop. It took a lot of courage for them to come up here. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
He gave them a microphone.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't take away a moment for them to speak back. He gave them a microphone. And what they do, they gave him a bullet in the neck. Totally different.
Yeah.
But you have secular revolutionaries that want to come out and say, you can't say that, and I'm going to stop you from saying it. I'm going to... Why? You don't have a conversation. Something as simple as a conversation. And this is what is so fascinating to me. My husband knew that something as simple as having a conversation could change the world. So simple. That is an ancient thing. Come and sit down and have coffee with me. Why do you believe what you believe? 80s and 90s, they were doing this in Congress, then going to have a Subway afterwards. Why don't we do that anymore? Instead, it's violence. Usually one-sided. I'm not going to go there.
Well, it's because historically that's how the left moves. Historically, that's what always happens. The left, we give them an inch and they take a mile. That's probably one of our big mistakes. I think it was the Red Scare We were taught that was so bad in school. I'll have to revisit it fully, okay, to make sure. But I wonder if the Red Scare was actually genuinely like, you know, they're like, oh, this guy overreacted and did bad things and we stopped him for it. And if it was actually the right thing we should have done. You know what I mean? And, you know, you look back on a lot of that stuff, but this is traditionally how the left has always taken over Europe. They get offended. They clamp down. They put in a dictator. They stop the right people from speaking completely. Take over the entire country. Just what happens, you know what I mean?
But you know what's so interesting about my husband's book?
Oh, by the way, if you guys are new here, please leave a like and give me a subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Trying to get up to 30,000. I think we could get up to 30,000 subscribers before December ends. What do you guys think? Yeah, every like brings in like 3 new people from each person, so it helps a lot. And hitting that subscribe button is so helpful. That's all I ask of you guys ever. So thank you guys so much for being here. Genuinely, thank you.
Book he will ever write. It could have been about politics. It could have been about football. It could have been about anything. He was multidimensional. It literally says, stop in the name of God. Stop. Stop the violence. Stop the hate. Have a conversation. Stop.
I agree.
And what he knew in that book was not just so much stop that, take a minute to get off of your phone.
Yeah.
And realize that we are all human, operating on this broken planet, all sinful, no one's perfect. And
I think we have quite the middleman between us and other people. Like right now, between me and all of you guys watching is a computer. Do you know what I'm doing right now, guys? Literally, I want you to see the silliness of what I'm doing right now. Okay? Let me shut my window real quick. I'm gonna just show you guys a little bit of the silliness of what it is that we're all doing right now that sometimes people don't think about. That window lets in a lot of cold air really quick, but because the living room is right down pretty much underneath me, all the hot air comes right up, right up through my floor, so I get cooked by by the downstairs heater. So it sucks. So just cooking my rear end up. Anyway, guys, this is the reality of what's going on right now. I'm talking to all you guys through a computer. Now, I am at least looking at every single one of you, and I need to be a lot better about that, especially on X myself. Because sometimes I can get angry on X and then really start letting curse words fly out, you know what I mean? And I used to do that here in chat a lot and stuff, too. People would disagree with me, things would get heated, and I'm like, you know, I wouldn't be talking to anybody like this genuinely face-to-face. I'd be trying to be a lot more friendly because there's an actual connection being made there. And I could see a person who has interests that probably I have interests with most people. Every single one of you guys in chat right now, we could probably find a similar interest. Some of you guys would have 0 of the same interests as me, but we have a lot of different interests that blend over, and we could find those easy, how would I put it? Easy alignments that we could talk about and agree on. Everybody can agree to some degree on something. Now, look at this, guys. Like, I'm in a room. I'm by myself in here completely. I am in a box by myself. Nobody else is around. Behind me is a green screen. Like, there's the setup that everyone sees for the other, the videos I used to do and all. Which I may start doing again one day. But, that's all this is my room. You know what I mean? I'm just in a room with a couple of shelves that it's my guitar room. All that stuff. So, that's pretty much what I do in here. Then I flip my camera open, and I start talking to myself. There's a small, tiny little camera up here. It's just a little webcam. And then I got a green screen behind me, and I'm using free software to just run all this. Very simple setup, Got my keyboard right here, my piano-type keyboard, And other stuff like that. And I just chill in here and hang out. And then I talk just directly to myself all day long. It's maddening, right? I'm just talking to myself the whole time, pretty much. And then I have People in chat responding to me. That's what it feels like, though. But I can understand that you all are human. There are people who didn't grow up without this. And that's probably one of the number one reasons why people are going out and blasting each other and trying to silence each other. They have completely disconnected from reality and humanity. And when they get there and they pull the trigger, they don't have to talk to that person that they did that to, ever. The guy who ended Charlie Kirk will never, ever speak a single word to him and receive words back. To him, he never actually ended a human being. Think about that for a second, guys. To this person, he never even got close enough to actually even see what he had done. I'm sure he didn't watch it at all. He lined that scope, pulled the trigger. I don't even know that he confirmed that anything had happened. He would have had to have left that roof so fast. And nobody would have necessarily done it that way anyway. Charlie Kirk fell backwards. Guys got on him. By the time he ran, he wouldn't have known if they stopped the bleeding and resuscitated him and got him to the hospital in time or not. He would have had no clue. The fact that he heard, about an hour later that something had happened, or that Charlie didn't make it, is the only he would have found out directly through this in the middle of the woods. Nobody told him in person. He never got to have a legit interaction. And that's probably what made it easier for some punk kid to go and do this. Now, I'm not saying we ban this stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is people need to be taught to go without this several hours out of the day and to interact with people. I think we have allowed too many people to just live online 24/7. These people don't get out and touch grass. That's why this happened. In my opinion, anyway.
We're not getting out of here alive. But what he knew in that book was the balancing factor of communication. You cannot communicate with someone if you're not at peace with yourself. So he went on campus talking to a kid. They're screaming at him. Screaming. Does he scream back? Not once. He sits there. And you know what he's thinking? It's in that book. Maybe you need to take a few hours.
Candace could probably take a couple lessons from that, right? To figure out what Charlie Kirk's actually thinking. Maybe go and read Charlie's words.
Get off your phone. Go for a walk in nature. Go sit and have a coffee.
Wait, Candace is on whose side?
Go and tell your mother you love her. Go do something that is beautiful and healing instead of trying to tear something down that you did not build. That's my thought on that.
Oh, on her own side. I see what you're saying.
We're going to talk about the book in a little bit, but I want to pick up on a theme that you've now hit on twice, which is the idea that the black squares that we all have in our pocket, our phones,
yes,
that they are doing something to us collectively.
Why did you have to phrase it like that? That was a weird thing to do. Those black squares in our pocket. You know what I mean?
That they are dehumanizing us. Later, we'll talk about the conspiracies that are spreading right now.
I definitely understand that,
on those platforms about who killed your husband. What do you recommend to people sitting in this room? What are
I'm starting to believe that our Acradi LT, that the Bible would burn in Candace's hands. She doesn't like it when people read Bible scriptures to her. That's weird. I find that to be weird. I don't know. Maybe you guys do too. But yeah.
your practices to disconnect, to
Thank you all
reconnect
so much for being here,
by
by the way.
disconnecting?
Well, like my husband, I took all of it off my phone.
All social media off your phone?
No, I don't have it on my phone. I have a team that helps run it. I really, everyone has an opinion about me. I could care less. You know what I care about? I care about what my daughter says about me and her running up into my arms and loving on me. That's what I care about.
One of the things that has happened over the 3 months since Charlie was murdered is that people have gone through the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of hours of words he produced. He said more in 31 years than most people will say in a lifetime.
Yes.
And I want to read a few that have captured the most attention, especially on the political left, okay?
Yeah.
Some gun deaths were, quote, unfortunately worth it to preserve the Second Amendment, he said. Acknowledging that he wishes he didn't feel this way, he said, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He said the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. Now, I realize that all of those quotes come from longer conversations that he had on his show.
Correct.
But he did say those things.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. He did say those things. Whenever he said those things, he said, this is how bad the colleges are. They've hired so many people, that are DEI. We found out that those people that they've cut, cut actual, proper courses to, all that good stuff. Now they're going to have me wonder. And they did that. It was the left that created that level of racism. And he goes, and I'm disgusted with that. That's what Charlie Kirk said. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that. Then there's also the fact that the Civil Rights Movement, the Civil Rights Movement introduced DEI. Wasn't a good idea, was it? Was not a good idea for that to happen. And yet, here we are. That is what happened. So, people like to take that out of context. And she goes, I know that's longer, that's part of a longer conversation, but he did say that. Yeah, he did say that. But you got to give the full context. You can't just say he said that and take away the context because that's not right.
And Charlie is being memorialized by many people as a person who promoted civil discourse, as a person who said, come to the front of the line, let's have a civil conversation. Mm-hmm. How do you square that with the statements I just read?
I would love for everyone to be able to watch the full and entire clip of what he said. Charlie didn't care what skin color you were. He didn't care what religion you were. He loved excellence. He loved knowing that people...
I feel like if this actually was fully scripted, though, she would have actually gave the full context of what Charlie Kirk said. So I think Candace may have been a little off on her sources here.
His favorite word was earn. He loved knowing that people worked hard to earn what they got. He worked so hard to build Turning Point USA. The first statement you meant about guns and shooting, I have no idea the context of that, and I have no idea there's a lot more there than just that one little sentence.
Yeah, I can give the full statement on that,
My husband is not to be deteriorated to 2 cents.
The whole sentence, I'm pretty sure she's talking about, some people have to get, shot in the United States because that's just the way it is. A bad guy's going to get a hold of a weapon because it's an easy way for, a bad guy to commit a crime like that, right? The thing about it is you ban weapons and guess what happens? Well, they get a hold of them anyway. Look at Australia. Just happened yesterday, or last night, today, last night for Australia, last night for us, that day for Australia, today for Australia still? I'm not even sure what time it specifically took place there, but you get what I'm saying. Just happened. And obviously, those laws didn't prevent that from happening. So when obviously you don't get rid of weapons in the United States, you're going to have more death by that weapon. Okay? Very simple. You take away those weapons, you're going to have deaths more from other circumstances. It's not like you don't get rid of murders. You don't get rid of murders whenever you ban a tool. You just move the murders to a different tool. Now a different thing caused it. Oh, great. We banned everything sharp in the United States. Somebody got bludgeoned with a sledgehammer. I mean, you didn't stop somebody by banning a sword when they take out a long sledgehammer and they just knock someone with it. You know what I mean? It just happened by a different circumstance. If somebody's going to take a life, they're going to take a life. Just how it is. Okay? It's just a fact. And I don't know. It's just silly. Otherwise, it would have worked in Australia, and it didn't, did it?
Mm-hmm. He's not. He is a thought leader, and he was brilliant of a man. So that's fine if you want to take words out of his mouth or out of context without the whole thing.
Hello, Layla.
In perspective. But that's the problem.
Yeah, Candace does
it bother you that people are picking out those statements and drawing an entire picture of who he was?
Again, that's the problem. You're not having a conversation. You're having a 15-second clip on the internet to define your thought of who someone is instead of taking the time to educate yourself on truly who that person is, what they thought, because why they challenged you to think a little different. Again, my husband was an amazing man. We're human. But I do not once, for 1 second, think he was anything else than exceptional.
Erica, as you know, the last person that Charlie ever spoke to was a Utah Valley student named Hunter Kozak. He was asking Charlie a question that day when he was shot, and he's here tonight, and he wants to ask you a question.
Hi there. Erica, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity, and I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence. But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames. When they do it, the flames can become an inferno. And this leads me to Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. The person's responsibility isn't about putting the flames out. It's about them not starting a fire. Okay? Just because a leftist starts a fire doesn't mean that the right wing has to go and put it out. That's not how that works.
Just last month, President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition, which he clarified.
Says people have TikTok brains, can't think about a subject longer than 20 seconds. Dead on, man. For sure. Thank you all so much for being here. 300 people. Please give me a like and a subscribe, guys. Thank you all so, so much. You guys are freaking amazing. Just amazing.
Was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message. Hang them. I think that you've been making strides to bring peace to our country, and that Turning Point has been asking Democrats to decry the individuals who cheer for violence. I have and will continue to decry them. But any good faith effort to stop political violence must hold both parties to the same standard and expectation.
I'm going to hold the people to the standard of them attacking us. Oh, no, Donald Trump said hang them. No, he didn't actually just say it like that. That's out of context again. He said specifically that people who commit treason used to be hanged in the United States, but okay, whatever. Well, we'll give it to you. Who attacked who? Who's attacking who? The right wing's saying words that are mean, and the left wing is responding back with bullets. You think that that's up to Trump to stop? If you want to put it in Trump's hands to stop, we can do that. But it's going to be the same response that the left is giving. And we've got the military. Don't think you guys are going to want that. You don't want us to stop it. I promise you that. You do not want the left to be stopped by the right. Because if we have to stop you guys, we're going to stop you the same way you guys started attacking us. We will make sure you stop permanently. I don't think you all want that, so let's not let it get to that point. Maybe let's use words instead. Words instead is a much better idea. It's the proper idea. So stop blaming Trump. It's not Trump's fault. Absolutely ridiculous. How dare you go up to a grieving widow and tell her, well, the problem actually did come from Charlie's side. You're low-key justifying the shooter. That's all you're doing.
So in that spirit, will you condemn the violent rhetoric of Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth?
I appreciate your question. You know my heart. Why would I ever say, yes, go murder people? This is so much deeper than just one. I understand your sentiment. I do. But this is also so much deeper than just one person. This starts at the home, okay? This starts with family. This starts with a seed that grows and grows. You can choose to have evil in your heart, or you can choose to have light. What you consume and what you absorb from the outside world will manifest itself.
Yeah, I mean, this dude just pretty much told Erica Kirk that Charlie is no longer around because Donald Trump said mean words. I mean, he literally witnessed, this is the guy that witnessed Charlie go down right in front of him because Charlie said words that were not nice. And now he's trying to sit there and say, well, that's because Donald Trump said words that also weren't nice, which is what led Charlie to be ended. That doesn't make sense, guy. That's bad. You are bad and wrong for asking that question. I can tell you that. You are bad and wrong for thinking that way. It's not Trump's fault. It's the man who was on the roof. It's his fault. He did it. He started a fire, and you're telling everybody else that it's our responsibility to put that fire out. That's completely and totally insane.
No, I will never agree with political violence. My husband is a victim of it. I'm a victim of it. But what I'm trying to say here is that we can blame everyone else.
Yeah, I agree, Sandy. You shouldn't have been there.
We have to look in the mirror when you become a father, when you become a mother.
Over on Rumble.
How are you raising your kids? Are you taking responsibility, or are you giving them a device and saying, go down that rabbit hole? I'm trying to go to Pilates class. You can just sit in the corner and look at your iPad or look at your phone and go down that rabbit hole and see what you can learn from that instead of being
Gina,
a parent.
they wouldn't survive the 80s.
So my call to action from that is parents, step up. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin? That's where we're at.
Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now?
Well, I think everyone has a responsibility to do that, and I'm doing my part. I'm not in control of other people.
And Charlie was doing his part, too. That's what Charlie was doing. He was saying de-escalate through words, through debate. That is what they've been doing. And for this guy to come out and say, well, it's you guys' fault for taking bullets. Really? That's how we're going to do things? It's completely insane.
Okay.
He was gaslighting.
A father whose daughter was murdered in cold blood.
Okay, well, there's that. All right. So this is another guy taking questions here. Okay, let's see. Let's see this Charlie Kirk point here. Okay, there we go.
Before has conservatism, the ideas of freedom, liberty, American exceptionalism have been so popular on these college campuses.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our CBS News Town Hall with Erica Kirk. Bob Milgram is the father of Sarah Milgram.
Why'd this freeze?
Sarah was fatally shot last May outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. It's
alongside
this
Yaron Lashinsky, her boyfriend. Sarah was just 26 years old when she was killed. Bob, thank you so much for being here.
This is the guy that apparently Candace had a problem with because he's Jewish, I guess, and speaking, right? Yeah, crazy.
Thank you, Barry. Hello, Erica.
Hi, sir.
Just as our family could not anticipate the pain we've been going through following the murder of our daughter, Sarah, there is no way I can understand the pain that you and your children are going through as a result of Charlie's tragic death. Our daughter was killed because of anti-Semitism, hate against Jews, and hate against the Jewish homeland, Israel. We know about the growth of anti-Semitism on the left, including here in New York City, where the mayor-elect still will not condemn the phrase, globalize the intifada. What I want you to address is growing anti-Semitism on the...
He meant intifada, right? I think. I'm not the one that's wrong, am I? Intifada or infatada? Hakuna Matata? I don't know if, why do they have to make it sound similar? Don't make me try to make funny jokes out of tragedies.
Right.
Good idea.
Including Holocaust denial, anti-Zionism, and the normalizing of centuries-old conspiracy theories about Jews. Will you here condemn the individuals spreading that hate and speak out clearly enough against anti-Semitism so we can prevent another tragedy.
Yes, sir. First of all,
I don't know
I'm
if that'll
so
prevent
sorry.
any tragedies. That's Erica Kirk can sit here and take either or on each side, and it's not going to cause a tragedy, nor is it going to stop any tragedies. People are going to do what they're going to do. This isn't how we stop tragedies per se. What we need to do is obviously bring these people out to debate more, you know. And anybody that gets violence, gets violent at all, we need to make very swift examples out of them. That's why with this whole underground Trantifa thing, we need to stomp them out. We need to stomp them out badly. And I'm just curious as to what's going to happen. I have a feeling we're going to find out after the trial. But I really feel like we should be seeing a lot of Trantifa arrests. Antifa, Trantifa, all of them. We should be seeing a lot more of them. We should have already had Ilhan Omar deported. She should already have been gone. Just one of those things. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see. Thanks for covering this. No problem at all. Think someone farted? Yeah. What, like, do they look like they're making faces or something? Revelation 4 horsemen are the colors of the Islamic flag for a reason. Oh, really? Huh. Interesting.
You and I are a part of a very small club. Painful. But you're in good company, and I will pray for you. It sucks, doesn't it? Hate is hate. It's evil.
Yeah.
Charlie and I have always been very clear on our stance. Israel and Jewish people. It's awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
Bondi is worthless.
Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? What healing factor comes out of hating Christians? What healing factor comes out?
Top chat, what the heck?
Hate in general. Nothing. Nothing. Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot. He would always say it.
Yeah.
We've been to
Crazy
Israel
to see that this is America now.
twice together. And to be able to walk in the place where our Lord walked and see the Bible come to life in Technicolor. How could you hate that place? How could you hate the Jewish people? Why? Because you need to fulfill a conspiracy theory? I'm wrapped in, people say I'm a part of conspiracy theories all the time. It's sick. And it needs to stop. We are human. No one is perfect. No Christian is perfect. No Jew is perfect. No Muslim is perfect.
Okay, so we already know where this is kind of going to go. I don't want to just be, like, mean and skip, per se. But we do know that it's, like, you know, we know that she's going to condemn that. She's talking to a victim of obvious, you know, assassinations and stuff, too. You know, we'll get past that to get kind of to more of the updated info, because we're not going to learn anything from that specifically. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but, you know, we kind of got a show to get to and all that.
Separate
We'll
truth
go forward here.
from lies, reality from unreality. A 22-year-old man named Tyler Robinson has been arrested and charged with the murder of your husband. And yet there are a huge number of conspiracy theories, you might call them brain rot, that are spreading right now online about the actual story behind the reality. One, people say that Tyler Robinson was actually a MAGA Republican. Or two, some people say you were actually a Mossad agent sitting in front of me, and you were Charlie's handler, and Israel killed Charlie.
One person laughed in the background of that.
Other people say that a number of men in the crowd were wearing maroon T-shirts, and this signifies that his killing was an elite airborne operation, whatever that means. They say that the rings on your fingers, which are
my kids' initials, my wedding band, the Medal of Freedom, my engagement ring.
But apparently they symbolize some kind of secret plot. There's also a new theory that Egyptian aircraft have been tracking you. What is going on? Why are there so many conspiracies spreading about what seems to be a pretty open and shut case?
Because the more you throw and stick at the wall, the more people will come and listen, I guess. You know. If you can't hit a barn very easily, throw a bunch of really big stuff at it. Something will stick.
This is the first time that we have seen
her wedding
evil on
band's
display
nice.
where
Charlie
we have
knew what to
social
do
media
there.
at our fingertips. Something so evil that happened, people are wanting answers immediately. They are wanting to figure out how to wrap their mind around this. Egyptian planes.
Egyptian plane. You know what the difference between an Egyptian plane and a regular plane is? Their wings are like, come on. I keep trying to do this every time. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do this once. We're gonna. Oh wait, that didn't. My keyboard was off. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, there we go. That's how their wings are. There we go. Now I made my incredibly stupid ethnic joke about Egyptian planes.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple.
Yeah, I guess so.
Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all. And let me tell you this. Why in the world, why should we, prior to the trial, lay all of our hands and cards on the table for the defense team to see, to somehow then, I don't even know what they would do with it. But what I will say, and I want to get on the Egyptian plane thing, we'll take a flight on that for a second. What I will say is what I'm worried about, and I'm fascinated, just from a legal standpoint, to see how the United Healthcare trial pans out. And I say that because this is the first time where we are seeing the implications.
You're talking about Luigi Mangione.
Correct. I prefer never to say any of their names. They do not even deserve the ounce of oxygen and breath out of my body. But what I mean is it's
based. Absolutely based right there. We should all probably be a little bit better about that. Candace said Pierre DuPont was the billionaire donor right before Charlie passed. Impossible, he died in 2021. Wait. Did he? Did he really? Are you kidding me? Did he? Let me see. Oh, this is a different guy. Never mind. Born 1870 and died 1954. Pierre DuPont. Is Pierre DuPont the one that was, well, no, I'm not gonna be, I don't know. I'll have to look more into it. Did he really pass away early, though? Or, like, 2 years ago?
Fascinating to see how
I'll have to look into that.
Social media will impact that court case. Just how it might impact mine.
Are you nervous he's not going to get a fair trial?
I'm nervous that there could be, they'll say we can't find a fair jury. Like, they're going to taint the jury pool. And in that case...
That's how widespread you think these conspiracies have gone?
Yes.
That's how mainstream they become. Okay.
Egyptian planes?
We need to sequester a jury.
Planes?
Okay. I was pregnant for 90% of those trips. Mind you, I've never, all those places they said I've traveled, I've never been. I mean, I've been, but I'm not within those dates that they've.
But you even said you need to address.
No, but this is, yeah, but I do on that one, only because, from a humor standpoint.
Wait, what's later than
humor
19?
Standpoint. I intentionally, when I was pregnant, hid. Not because I was embarrassed, not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private. But it's because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me, my baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
And when you are growing a beautiful child in you, I don't want to be around it. I want to enjoy eating my In-N-Out burger and my hot fudge sundae. That's what I want to do. I'm pregnant and I have 9 months to own it. You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I am wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake? No, I'm not. So if you want to go through my flight log, go right ahead. It's very boring. You say I was here on this date. I have a photo in my phone to prove that I actually was in the hospital because I was having contractions. So
now Candace was like, I or nobody else ever said that she was on those flight logs. But here's the problem with that. Candace, you said that the Egyptian planes were tracking Erica, not Charlie. That they were using Erica to track Charlie. But it was mainly Erica that they were following. Candace said that. Okay? And Candace apparently doesn't remember saying that. So I'm going to have to find the episode and pull it up probably whenever I make the video. So that'll be fun. But actually, I think I can pull it up. I think I genuinely can. Hold on. Let's YouTube this. I think it's not going to take that long to find. Because this is a problem. Candace is playing dumb about this. And I think I could find her live stream. Egypt. Let's see here. The closest one. So this is the most recent Egyptian one. I could probably just put in the term track. Only 4 words. Okay, tracking Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk for years. Okay. So here you go.
Thank you, Candace. We love Charlie so much. We're very concerned.
God dang, that's loud. I'm sorry, guys.
To learn that these Egyptian military planes were tracking Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk for years. What can we do to help? Gosh, we're right next door to them. We did a lot to Egypt. We actually control a lot and we surveil a lot in that state. Let us help you.
Okay. And let me just see Erica. Oh. It's going to spell it out like actually how they spell Erica. Erica, American, Erica. Okay. Here we go. Right here, I think it is. Right here.
About military planes, he would have recognized that that was circling around him a few times while he was on the road and circling around Erica. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it very clear. Yeah.
So, yeah. There is that. Where's the other Egyptian? That was 3 weeks ago. Did she make it? So this would have been... Wait. It skipped one. 10 days ago. Oh, shocking revelation about Egyptian plane. Okay, this is probably the one. I think this is the one where she mentioned it was mainly following Erica, right? That was the first one. We'll see. We'll just type in Erica. American, 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 America, America. Okay, Erica. Okay, how about this? Track. Oh, okay. So it's not this one. So I guess it may have been the very first video she did. I didn't think it was that far back. A full month ago? I could have swore it was the second or third one where she said it was actually tracking Erica. We'll type in Erica first. Hysterical, American, 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 American. Okay, here we go. But it's not going to be tough for... Okay, there we go.
For Erica, it's got to be tough for Erica in this moment because she's going to be feeling that pressure in the same way that Charlie was getting that pressure from these top donors, these top Jewish donors. It's now being transferred when they're making noise.
Well, it's not this one. It is the middle video. Huh, interesting. I don't know why. I just feel like it should, tracking. Let's do follow just to say. They would initially follow up. Follow the, remember these rules, just follow them. Rational thinking altogether, follow them. Okay. Well, I don't know. She was the one that was saying that they were circling and following Erica. That is like, or visit, okay, America. Let's see. Need to call Erica, and then he takes his phone and begins calling Erica. Okay. This is happening the minute of all this occurring. I remember he calls Erica. Between Mikey and Erica. Let's see. Gotta call Erica. Okay. Pastor American. Okay. Rob McCoy discusses Tucker Carlson in Israel. Okay. And answers, yeah, I saw you guys in the chat. Particular planes were... Oh, here it is. This is where she says it. I found it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of you guys in the chat asking why these particular planes were following Erica. I have an indication as to why. Of course, I want to thoroughly vet that and to make sure that I ask the right people to confirm the things that we are looking at. But I have an indication as to why that may have been. Just common sensing it, writes Rep. Massey, Green, any Republican.
Okay. So, you know, obviously at some point she did definitely say that because they were talking about, like, specifically the planes following Erica specifically. So that was said. And so obviously Erica's like, look, I wasn't on him. I wasn't flying near him. I wasn't even flying at the time because I was pregnant. So that they couldn't have been following me. That's simply Erica's statement. So maybe we will go through the flight logs and all. And then there we go. If she's providing proof against it, Candace is just dead wrong. Dead wrong on all of that. As she has been on very, very, very many details. But again, you throw so much at the wall, eventually you're going to get something that sticks. And that doesn't even necessarily mean it's in full context either. So it's crazy. Wow, 350 people in here. Holy crap, guys. Thank you all so much. Please give a subscribe and a like. That's all I ask for. We're going to get to 30,000 subscribers so fast, guys. Like, I'm actually losing my mind with how much you guys are doing for me. Like, I don't deserve this. And here you guys are anyway. So, genuinely, thank you all so much.
So, game on.
The
she speaks a lot
podcaster
like
Candace
Charlie.
Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's. At one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies.
Sorry about that, guys.
And she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
I appreciate that, Cassie.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know that I do deserve
question
it, but thank you.
Comes from a person who may be familiar to you, Erica.
Thank you,
because
Blank,
Charlie
as well.
interviewed him for his show last.
I got your email, Blank. I need to actually go. I need to really go through it and stuff. Sorry about that, man. I've been busy, and today was my first good day of sleep since work. So you know, there's that.
August.
So
Rob Henderson.
I've been a little lazy.
Thank you, Barry, and thank you, Erica. During
you're
that
right, Mama.
discussion with Charlie, neither of us knew that was going to be the last long-form interview he would ever
Who's
conduct.
this guy? Who's this guy again? Yeah, Mama Sage, you're absolutely right. Who's that guy?
Okay.
Hold on. I need to
see
this.
The next question comes from a person who may be familiar to you, Erica, because Charlie interviewed him for his show last August. Rob Henderson, to you.
Oh, okay. I see.
Thank you, Barry, and thank you, Erica.
I've heard of this guy.
During that discussion with Charlie, neither of us knew that was going to be the last long-form interview he would ever conduct because his life was cut short by the actions of a very disturbed young man.
Oh, man, Curtis, thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know how I earned it, but oh my God, thank you so much. That $100 is insane, dude. Like, you people that actually, like, send $100, how? Like, even how? No, you don't have to answer that. Like, that's a rude question to ask in general. I'm just excited for it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to feel or act. Because it's like, holy crap. That's just a lot, man. Like, thank you so much. Thank you all. Everybody in here, thank you guys so much. You all are absolutely amazing. Curtis, you are awesome, dude. Seriously, thank you.
As someone who admired Charlie's ability to offer young people a productive and optimistic path, I wanted to ask, how should the conservative movement think about cultivating leaders and role models for young men, and how can it continue offering them a constructive alternative to the toxic currents Charlie so astutely criticized?
It's a great question. First of all, your interview was amazing. It's one of my favorite ones to look back on. Charlie connected with you very well. And I can always tell when he does on his show. I've always watched his show. And I could always tell because his questions and his engagement would shift. And he always loved that conversation with you.
Thank you, Dave Dra, over on Rumble. You're right.
As the CEO of Turning Point USA, it is my responsibility to make sure that our youth is in good hands.
Agreed with Erica there, 100%.
Our chapter leaders are amazing. And there's some leaders within those groups you guys have not even seen or heard about yet.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't know why people care about Erica's rings at all. Like, why is that a big deal at all? I just don't get it. She's rich. Charlie's rich. Like, we know that. Like, it just is what it is. Like, people genuinely just hate people being successful at all these days. Charlie worked harder than any of us. Worked way harder than me. He deserves all of that way, way, way more than I ever did. You know what I mean? Like, he built a beautiful family and had a lot of money. All because of his hard work. I haven't worked nearly as hard as that, you know. I put in my hours at work, and then I come home, do this stuff, you know, hang out with the kids and the wife. I don't feel like I put in nearly as much work, and yet here you guys are again, like, just amazing, amazing. I feel like I don't do enough for you guys. I want to do more. So we're going to have to figure something out as this channel grows. We got to figure out something to do for you guys to pay you guys back for all of this. I'm at a loss for words. You all are freaking amazing.
But you will one day, and you'll be blown away because they are amazing kids.
I don't want to see as much of the people that she's agreeing with, just because it doesn't give new information. And I'm not trying to just skip past anything and be rude. It's just, you know, I'm here to get some info. What is this? Importance of religion among Americans. 45% vary, 28% not vary, 26% barely. Okay. That's not the worst position for America to be in, I don't think. I don't think that's bad. Not very used to be lower, and now it's going up. That's a good thing. The bad thing, very is going down, but not very is much better than fairly. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Fairly, never mind. Not very. I was thinking, for some reason had it in my head that fairly meant not important at all. Like, fairly unimportant. I don't know why I read it that way. Never mind. Fairly going down below not very is not good. Never mind. This actually is a terrible trajectory, and I did not pay attention. That kind of sucks. Yeah. But I think that's going to change. I think a lot of people, because look at how Gen X is moving, or Gen X, look at how Gen Z is moving. Gen Alpha is, unfortunately, the definition of brain rot, but my daughters at least are at the very tail end of Gen Alpha. So there's that. But, you know, now we're in Gen Beta. After, I think it was, wait, is it 2025 or 2024 that ended Gen Alpha? I'll have to look. CBS, I don't want to watch your crap. Let's see, that's just their theme song. The heck was that weird statue with the bent back head? Where is the interview? I don't want to skip past. There we go.
Welcome back. Erica, Charlie's last book, it wasn't about politics. It wasn't about policy.
Okay, Gen Alpha ended in 2024. There we go.
It was about the Jewish Sabbath, which he kept for 25 hours, starting sundown on Friday night through sundown on Saturday night. What made Charlie so passionate about this subject?
He was on the verge of burnout, and he thought to himself, what can I be doing? And
Stop
he
in the name of Bob.
always loved the 10 Commandments. And then he saw it.
Why is this so loud all of a sudden? How did this get louder by a lot? That hurt my ears. That hurt you guys' ears?
Honoring the Sabbath.
Oh,
and
I
he
can
realized
see. I turned it
that
down. That's
if
still...
you don't, this one commandment, this one, if you don't
guys, balance
honor
your audio.
You're the one who misses out on the gift, not God.
You hear that de-esser in the background? You can just hear it going, tss, like it's doing it, like they have that cranked.
Are you keeping it?
I'm trying my best.
Is it helping?
It is. I feel close to him. I break it apart, though. So instead of a full 24 straight, I'll break it apart only because my mom's sick, and I need to be available because I'm her medical power of attorney, so I need to be available if something happens. And so I make it what works for me, but that's what was so beautiful about that. Charlie wasn't legalistic about it. He's like, make it your own.
Erica, you have made a lot of comments that a lot of people have noticed about women, suggesting, you know this,
right?
Suggesting that women should get married young, that they should have children young, that they should prioritize family over their careers. And at the same time, you are now doing both. You now have 2 young children, I think both under the age of 3. And you're the CEO and chairwoman of Turning Point. Square that for us.
Right.
Some people.
Well, it's simple. If Charlie were still around, she would have kept having kids. And now that he's not, she's got to step into that place. But yeah, I mean, she was following exactly what she was preaching, which is the best kind of thing possible. One thing that bothers me, okay? It doesn't matter what it is you're preaching, whether it's bad or whether it's good. If you're not living by it and you're preaching it, to me, it's so much worse. It's so much worse than, you know, a good example. Somebody who's not living by their convictions, even in like preaching good things but not living by it at all, to me is worse than a bad person preaching bad things and living by those bad things. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, nobody's good. Like that person that's preaching isn't going to learn anything. They're going to preach something from ignorance. They're going to say, you should do this, even though they don't actually know what the end result is because they never lived it. You know what I mean? It drives me crazy. Because when those people go out and they do bad things, evil things, and they start preaching it, thing about it is it's not going to take them very long to find out that they're on the wrong path because they're going to get the short end of the stick at some point. You know what I mean? But when a good person's going out and they're doing bad things and they're preaching good things to other people, it puts people off so much that they won't do those good things. So you prevent people from doing good things because you are a narcissistic, awful person preaching good things, but not living by them. And people can see that you're not living by them. It's pretty easy to see when people aren't living by that. You know what I mean? I think when you actually go out and you try to do a lot of your bad ideas, like look at Antifa whenever they were doing the whole Capitol Hill thing, and they had those cardboard pieces down. They were trying to farm on it and realized that they could not make anything happen. It was one of the funniest things ever. But they ain't going to do that again. Because it didn't work. They learned from that. It was really stupid. Everyone laughed at them. They thought they were going to show us, and they didn't. And it sucked for them. And that's how people learn. And some of those people probably snapped out of what they were doing because it was such an awful experience. But at least they tried to live by it, right? It was very funny to watch, though. I'll never forget that. I wish I had live streamed that happening. That was so funny.
Look at you and say, you know, she's trying to make it a binary choice. You can be the trad wife or the girl boss, but look at her. She's having both. Well, what do you say to them?
Right. Well, I didn't ask for this. Obviously it's a blessing that I view it as a blessing. It's a duty to my husband. But I was very happy being a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing wrong with being a mother. There's actually more beautiful and emotional and powerful job title, if you will.
Let me put it this way. My wife was always a liberal. Liberal, very young. Even whenever I was doing this channel for most of my life here, or like most of the time we've been together and all, she still disagreed with me on a lot of politics. And then it only took a couple years of her being a nurse to really change her mind on that. Drastically, you know. Wait, Debbie, who's pretending? I don't know who you're talking about. Debbie says, oh, STFU, you don't quit pretending about everything. I don't know who that's directed to, though, at all. People in the chat, me, or on here, I'm not sure. But anyway, she drastically changed her mind. Now she has kids, too. And work genuinely just gets in the way of everything she wants to do to her kids. I mean, she loves being around her kids so much. She wants to homeschool. She wants to have all that. She wants to take them out. She doesn't want to give her kids over to some strange person in a building who doesn't give a crap. You know what I mean? So it's rough. And that's why I'm doing this. Because one of these days, my wife will get to quit. And that's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good, and I'm excited for that one day. And hopefully we can push to that. Thank you all so much for being here because you guys are making that possible. And this is what Erica's talking about. I 1,000,000%. The left won't believe it, and really rich people like Candace Owens won't believe it, that she was happy being a stay-at-home mom. Because Candace, I don't know that she necessarily enjoys being a stay-at-home mom, because she clearly puts her time and effort all into, you know, what she's doing now. I'm not able to quantify what she specifically does with her kids. I can't confirm what she does or does not do with her kids. But when Erica Kirk comes out and says, I was very happy being a stay-at-home mom, it's like, yeah, obviously. That I witness that every day with my wife. That's all she wants to do. You know what I mean? So it's pretty easy and believable when I live it every day.
Being a mother. And for me, I experienced what it was like living in New York, living that boss babe culture. But when I met Charlie and we had our babies, I was in it. That was all hands on deck. I would take that world in a heartbeat. Always. But you know what? There was never any daylight between Charlie and I, and his mission was my mission. So stepping into this role is not so much a job title. This is not a 9-to-5 for me. This is something that I'm very passionate about because it's still a remaining breathing version of my husband, this Turning Point USA. So this organization is not just a company to me.
Well, again, Skeleton Crew, you just say loser in chat. Who are you talking to specifically? Can we, me, Erica, or somebody in chat? What? These are kind of like bot responses coming in or something. I don't know.
And the staff and employees are not staff and employees, they're family. And so for me, it's a lot different and a lot deeper than a career. This is very personal. But yes.
Just Jules, I'm so sorry your husband passed. Yeah, I would imagine you take parenting serious for that matter. I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, my condolences. That's just, oof. Yeah, motherhood gives a new understanding for how we treat others who are raising little ones. Yeah, agreed, Rosie. 1,000,000%.
It is hard. But at the same day, it takes a village, and I have one heck of a village.
We have a woman here that has a question perfectly calibrated to this part of our conversation. Yeah. I want to hand it over to Isabella Reggi.
Thank you. And Erica, you and your family are in my prayers.
Thank you.
I'm a 26-year-old Christian woman living in New York City. I would like to stay here long term, but I wonder whether it's sustainable.
In New York City?
Do you believe there's a place for women like myself in modern cities who care about having a career, but also marrying a like-minded Christian conservative man?
Well, yeah. So it just depends on where you're looking. You know, if you're on the apps, I don't know if you're on the apps. I don't know if, I'm not going to ask you your personal journey. But what I will say is when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw
Oh, so you are talking to Erica about Erica Kirk. So you think because she ran a toy drive in Romania that she traffics children. Is there any proof to back this? Because, see, this is the problem. When Candace Owens' cronies, I'm not going to say Candace Owens herself, but when Candace Owens' cronies and the left said that she had a charitable Romanian orphanage, that was a lie. It was a toy drive that she owned that was donated toys to orphanages. So when I hear the lie start, and then people come out and they start making their accusations, and then the truth comes out and it turns out it wasn't what people said, yeah, I don't believe for a second that she was trafficking anybody. So I'm going to need proof, okay? Because we found out that the initial story about Erica being involved in Romania was a lie. Dead on lie. She owned a toy drive charity, not an orphanage. And the toys were given to orphanages. That was the connection to an orphanage. She didn't own orphanages. She owned toy drives for orphanages. Do we understand why that's a problem? Okay, link it. Link to me, Skeleton Crew, real quick. Link it in chat that Erica Kirk was trafficking children to the Air Force guys. Link that to me. I'll pull it up right here on stream. I'll wait for you to do that, okay? Whenever the link comes through, I'll bring it up.
Seriously, through my roommate, how terrible it was.
Right. This is, again, friendly conversation, doesn't give new information, so... Not trying to be rude, but just trying to get to any new info from this.
Your husband.
Here we go.
Was unforgettable. I was one of millions of people across the world.
Now it's quiet again. What the heck happened?
You get up on that stage and forgive.
Balance your audio, guys. What the heck?
Who murdered your husband?
Who's messing with the volume knobs? It's not like microphones magically get quieter and louder. Have I gotten quieter or louder during this whole show? No. Stop messing with your volume, guys. Like, you don't have to touch those knobs. The microphones have their preamps. Leave the knobs where they're at.
And
Please.
I think a lot of people looked at it and thought, this is incomprehensible. It's almost baffling. And I want you to speak to those.
Look, I'm in the middle of a show right now, Skeleton. Okay, if I don't look for proof, you guys got to find it and open your mind and investigate. Okay, cool. I'm in the middle of this right now. So if you could link it in the chat real quick, because you apparently have quick access to it, just do that, and then I could pull it up here on the show. That's simple, okay? So if you could do that for me, Skeleton, I would appreciate it. You clearly have quick access to it. Just prove your point. We can move on afterwards. You can prove me wrong right here, okay? Oh, Lady Luck's in here? Where's she at? Oh, hey, Lady Luck. How you doing? You guys should go subscribe to Lady Luck. Absolutely. Lady Luck has a great channel. She's been on this Candace stuff, covering this whole Candace mess for a while as well.
Those who are
Let's get on this here.
Unable to understand, really, that act of grace. How is it possible that you can forgive the person that murdered your husband?
Here we go. This is great.
I'm not forgetting what he did. I'm not condoning what he did. What he did is sick and evil. So sick.
Agreed, Lady Luck. They always want everyone else to look up nonsense.
What I'm doing is releasing myself from the enemy's hands, where he could have a foothold in me, and he could be able to just, like I said earlier, you have a choice. Am I going to take that moment? And I will never say anything I don't mean. I really prayed on that moment. That was a game time decision.
Thank you, Monica.
I'll never say what I don't mean. But
thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. I genuinely appreciate that.
Am I going to take that moment to say, rally the troops, burn the city down, march in the streets?
Yeah.
Or am I going to take that moment and unleash something like we talked about, even greater, more powerful, and say, it's a revival? And let that unleash and let the Lord use it in ways that no one else could have ever imagined.
This is exactly what I said and why she forgave him. It's not that she forgot what he had done. It's not like she's like, don't punish him now or anything like that. No, it's just punishment's, it's coming. You know, there's no sense in holding on to this and letting this kid who intentionally did this to strike fear into people forgive and move on. Never forget. You know what I mean? Hey, thank you, Lady Luck. Have a good dinner. Hope it's something good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you were to meet the man, I won't name him again, accused of murdering your husband, do you know what you would say to him?
Nothing.
You would say nothing?
I have nothing to say to you. Nothing.
Yeah?
Is there a difference, Erica, between forgiving someone in a religious and spiritual sense, but also wanting justice for them here on earth?
No, of course. But
Yeah.
we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
A lot of people don't understand that, and I think it's just because they weren't religious like Charlie and Erica. And they have a hard time wrapping their mind around that, and that's totally fine. But this is what would be called projection. See, I understand from their point of view, and I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I was not brought up to be nearly as religious as them. I had religious parents, but they were not very pushy about it. They didn't really talk much about the Bible or anything like that. So at the end of the day, I didn't grow up with that mindset. So I don't know how I would necessarily act if something like that happened to me. Okay, I've only more recently gotten into reading the Bible and into being more of a Christian, okay? But I'm very new to it. Very new to it. So I don't know that I would hold back. I don't know that I would forgive so easily. Okay? It's easier for somebody who's been brought up in the religion their entire life and has accepted it and made it a part of their life to live by the religion. It just is. You practice it more, it becomes easier. Just like guitar. You practice it more, it becomes easier. Just everything, actually. It's not even just guitar, obviously, but everything becomes easier when you practice it, practice it, practice it. And the people who are sitting here complaining, oh, well, she forgave the killer. Well, she's practiced forgiving her entire life and has lived by that word. Just like Charlie Kirk, his entire life, that's what he practiced. Then people are not willing to put themselves into Charlie Kirk or Erica's shoes whatsoever. And that's the problem. That's the disconnect. And I try to make people aware of that. But, you know, eye for an eye, exactly. Eye for an eye is a great example. You don't want to go for eye for an eye like that. However, that doesn't mean we can't punish people. Somebody takes a life, it's not about eye for an eye. It's not about going, an eye for an eye is, you know, revenge. It's not about that. That's why we have external people coming in and doing a trial. If this person has to be put down for what he did to Charlie, it's because multiple people decided, hey, we as a society do not allow others to take others' lives. Because this person is the type of person to do that, we collectively are going to take this life. But not in revenge, only simply because we don't want people like him existing who would so willingly take a life without even having the conversation about it first. You know what I'm saying? We have to have an entire conversation over months, over a court, to determine whether we're going to take this life or not. That is called justice. That is called due diligence. Okay? And I like the process. The process is there so everyone can hear the argument. Okay? It's that simple. It's not eye for an eye, and it's not revenge. Yeah, revenge is sweet. But we all know what happens when we consume too many sweets. We become rotten ourselves, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, it's easy, and I feel like I would cave to that too. I would cave to the revenge. Something happened to my family, I would do everything I can to probably get that revenge. Give me 10 more years of reading the Bible and going to church, I might change my mind on that, I might not, I don't know yet. I'll get there when I get there. And, you know, other people need to look at it from that point of view, though. I understand you would not forgive. But you need to understand the religion, is what I tell these people, you know. And forgiving does not mean no punishment. Absolutely correct there, Not So Green. Absolutely correct. Michelle Mooring says, sorry, Israel is our ally, and we do need Israel. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about as far as the military. Who, me? What do you mean? We don't need anybody. You should look up some of the videos of the United States versus the world. The United States doesn't actually need anybody, but it's always nice to have people. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have allies or anything like that. But if you look up the United States versus the world, I think you'd probably understand why we could actually genuinely take on the whole world. I know that seems cocky, but when you see that we could literally... You know what happens if the United States goes to World War III? The first thing we attack is every one of the oil thing, every single bit of energy in oil in the Middle East we could wipe in a split second. And if we do that, the rest of the world's without power. Guess what we can do in the United States? We can produce oil here. Most other countries can't. Russia has massive reserves of oil, but they have to dig through hundreds of feet of frozen tundra. Thousands of feet, possibly. And their equipment can't handle that. So that oil gets untapped. China has no oil in their country to mine. It's so difficult for those countries because we actually have access to the power completely. And that's the grandmaster chess move that the United States happened to make. We control 75% of the world's power is under the United States' control. Good luck, China and Russia. Then the rest of the world. You guys will run out of oil before the United States even has to tap into their full reserves. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what the world's contending with. But you guys should watch those videos. Maybe we'll watch those videos here on the channel. We'll do that. That'll be a lot of fun. Because I like, just, stroking America. Because America. Sorry, guys. I love America.
Our final audience
just
question
the way it
for
is.
tonight. I want to turn it over to Joe Lavoie.
Who?
Hi, thank you. Your faith in this process has been inspiring, and that inspires this question.
Why did I like absolutely imagine an Australian accent coming out of that guy?
How are you able to trust God amidst unfair and immense suffering?
Oh, okay. He's pastor. That's an okay question. She's going to answer specifically, you know, involving the religion, church, and all that stuff, and I understand. But it's not going to give us any new information to counter Candace or, you know, any of that, which we found a couple of. We found a couple of really great answers from Erica here. This has been fantastic. The Egyptian plains, what she meant by forgiveness and all that, you know. Fantastic answers that can finally put some of that stuff to rest.
Erica Kirk, and she has graciously given us a little bit more time to take a few more audience questions. Erica, thank you so much.
I think the video I'm talking about, too, is a Tick History vid. I think he did do United States versus the World, but maybe that's a different guy. I remember a Portuguese guy doing it, too. He was really, really good about it as well. Like, he gave the full, like, breakdown, like, you know, from his point of view and, you know, living in Europe and all, and he was just like, but, you know, not happening. Not taking on the U.S. Yeah, USA, dang right, summertime.
So much. I want to start with Alex.
Nah, I mean,
Alex, take it away.
Calamity, you'll probably want to rewind at some point, maybe, if you want to go through the whole stream. This guy here, okay, who's this guy? Let's see.
Hi, Barry. Hey, Erica. My question is from someone coming back to, their faith after what happened, especially to Charlie. So,
okay.
I was raised Christian, and then in my young adult life, say high school, college, I kind of fell off in terms of, you know, practicing, never stopped believing, but someone who, you know, just kind of stopped going to church and whatnot. After the horrible events of what happened to Charlie, that was kind of the moment for me that really sparked my faith to kind of start up again.
Good for him.
And since then, I've been attending church almost every Sunday and have started to read the Bible again.
Good for him.
As part of that, I just wanted to ask you, do you have any advice for someone who's, you know, reconnecting with God, reconnecting with their faith, as to how to deepen that relationship and kind of strengthen that along their journey?
Of course. Did you recently just buy a Bible? I'm just curious because I've known a lot.
Wait, Erica has Bible in 365 on her page. Like, in 365, what does that mean?
A lot of people who just bought their Bible for the first time or bought a new one. Just
I did.
Curious.
I did, yes.
Is it your first one?
It is.
I love it. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
God is proud of you. I want to encourage you to take a minute, whether that's at morning or night. I was a morning person. Charlie was a night person for this. So there's no right answer. There's some people who just do it during the middle of the day.
Well, you know, that's great advice for everyone. Definitely get a Bible and read it. Just make sure that you definitely are reading it either A, in front of a computer, or B, with a biblical thesaurus, because it is a very tough read. It is a very tough read. And that's probably because my reading level ain't that high. I'm like entry-level college for reading level. And the Bible is probably the most difficult book to read. You know, it's the Old Testament, that is. New Testament gets way easier, but man, is the Old Testament. That is, I spend a lot of time. But yeah, hey, Autumn, I don't blame you for that reaction at all. The guy's definitely, you know, I probably shouldn't say it like that. You know, getting his first Bible, that is really good, you know. It's a Bible. Oh, it's a Bible reading that she does. So she's doing it like once a day, kind of like Melanie Mack's doing it as well. Did Melanie Mack finish it, or has she gone through all of it? I need to start watch. I need to go through those for sure.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, Ms. Kirk. My name is Marco Buglione. I'm a student at Fordham University. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
As you take the helm of Turning Point USA, what is the single most important strategic change you plan to implement to engage young voters like myself on college campuses moving forward?
I like
That's
this question.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Before
Okay.
Charlie was murdered, he was very intentional about making sure that
he looks 48 and 27
go the
at the
Turning
same
Point
time, or
action route
28
right
and 47
now.
at the same time.
Saying that, just in case
That's very funny. He kind of does.
anyone tries to conflate the two. Turning Point action side, Charlie, from the start, when he started the organization, was clipboard and tennis shoes. He knew the importance of getting out there, knocking on doors.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm going to check that out.
Signing up
serious.
people to vote, chasing ballots. He loved that work, and he wanted to inspire that to the students as well. Now, what we're doing, there's a lot of things. It's funny because some people think, oh, when a CEO comes in, things go crazy. They have to change. They don't have to change. If it's
for sure. China does have more earth minerals, but when we get Greenland, I don't know about that.
It's not broken. You don't have to fix it. Charlie intentionally picked phenomenal leaders in the organization, and we're in good hands. And everyone is very mission focused. And when it comes to the students and elections and getting ready to vote, we're still going to do what Charlie did. We're still going to be on campus. We're still going to be encouraging you guys. We're still going to be a resource for you.
Thank you all so much for hitting that like button,
It
actually.
might get a little messy.
Thank you, guys.
But we're ready for it, and we're mission-driven
Thank you,
for
mister.
it. And I hope that you'll be a part of it with us.
Charlie expressed support for J.D. Vance in 2008 before he died. Well, how about you?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm following in my husband's footsteps to a lot of extent. But again, I will express the sentiment very clearly.
No, Angie, I'm sure you'll catch up to this here at some point. I wasn't saying Israel can't exist without the United States, for the most part. They can for a while. What I'm saying is we would need to temporarily cut funds. This was way back then. We could temporarily cut funds because of how bad the United States is doing right now. We need to really pull back because our economy's bad. We've had homelessness increase a lot. We need to help our brethren in this country first. But we don't start by cutting Israel, obviously. We cut everyone else first, all the way in order of, worst ally to best ally. And, if we cut enough before we even get to Israel, and it does wonders for our country, then I guess we don't have to worry about Israel. But what I'm saying is we just need to reevaluate everything in this country, where every dollar's going. Obviously, when we're sending money to like Balochistan, or not Balochistan per se, but Pakistan, we're sending money. Why? We start with them. We cut them first. We cut China first. We cut Russia first. We cut all those people first. And then if by the time we get to Israel, for some reason, if our country's still doing really bad, that's not going to be a good thing if we did that, obviously, because it's like, oh my gosh, how far behind are we? You know what I mean? Our country should be doing better by the time we do all that. But we get all the way to Israel, our country's still doing bad. We got to stop funding for them for a little bit. And Israel would do just fine without us for a good period of time. They got great weapon systems. They can take care of themselves, and they do. It's not like that they don't trade. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they don't trade. So they do have stuff. It's just, think about it. They're the size of Jersey. They can't produce nearly as much as what the United States produces. They just can't. You know what I mean? And that's that's pretty much what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm not saying we just cut them off right now, right off the second. But if we are doing bad enough to where we can't support them anymore, then we just don't have a choice, do we? What are we going to do? Just let ourselves completely fall and keep giving money out? It wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. Nobody would do that for their neighbor. I will help my neighbor out any day until I run out and I have to put my kids first. Then I have to put my kids first. What other choice do I have? I'm just saying that's how America needs to, be.
I watched my husband with his blood, sweat, and tears
300
deliver
million,
that youth vote for President Trump. And I am just, let me please just bask in that and enjoy that before we start jumping to 28. I would really just like to enjoy that hard work paid off.
You're going to hell if you like a track.
Eric, can we have... Oh, sorry. No, Michael.
Hi. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah, look up
I wanted to ask,
stuff on
there's a lot of
Melanie
young
Mac.
people in the audience here, a lot of college students.
Yeah,
And
cut off money to
sometimes
Somalia,
in college,
dude. Like,
it feels
what
like the walls are caving
why?
in, whether that be with relationships,
Why do we have that?
professors who give us a hard time,
Michael Duke,
and anything else that college students experience.
Not related to
What
David, is he?
guidance do you have for us when the walls start to feel like they're caving in and there's not a light at the end of the tunnel?
Don't view them as they're caving in. View them that, yes, they can fall this way, but they can actually fall this way. Pressure's good for you, gives you a backbone.
Yeah, that's true.
A male does, very loud on the opposite.
Let's get past
I believe
that.
my
Who's
name
this
is
guy?
Eric, for people who don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself?
I believe my name is Eric Metaxas.
All right.
I host something called Socrates in the City. I've written many books, but most importantly, identify as a follower of Jesus. And I loved Charlie so much.
I know. He loved you.
That just about every time I saw him, I'd say, I love you, Charlie. And I knew it would make him uncomfortable. And I love that.
I know.
That he's like, I'm not gay.
I know. Not that there's anything wrong
I did
with
not
that.
see
Not
that
that there's
coming. That's
anything
funny.
wrong with that. But
Oh my God.
I did. I really loved Charlie. But I want to ask you a question, Erica, since I'm here to ask you a question.
Yeah, exactly.
When you
Eric
said,
Metaxas.
and I was at the memorial service, that you forgave the man that murdered Charlie.
Hey, Katie, what's wrong with her advice, though? I mean, was there anything specifically wrong with it?
I knew what you were saying.
Yes, you did.
But what you said, I know, is utterly incomprehensible.
Why does this dude look like the main guy from Big Bang Theory, but like 20 years older?
Comprehensible, and rightly so, to most people. They would say, what in the world, what are you even saying? What does that mean? And I think I would say that's what separates the sheep from the goats, that to understand what
separates the sheep from the goats, I believe, is Cenk Uygur.
That means that you have been forgiven. And because you've been forgiven, you can forgive. And what that means, that to me is just the...
All right. Well, they agree with each other. I don't think I'm going to find new information there either. I'd rather find someone giving her kind of a pressing question, you know? Oh, what happened here? Right here. Let me see.
I grabbed her hand. She looked at me and she said, "Don't you dare." I said, "Mom, we can't afford that." She goes, "Baby, the Lord has blessed us in ways that..."
I don't know what it is she's talking about they can't afford, but, you know, it's fine. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for someone to give her kind of a pressing answer, like a Candace question, so she can debunk, you know, Candace's garbage. That's mainly what I'm looking for. Sorry, guys, if you all are, you know, just coming in here. I'm looking for, you know, more debunky
question, please.
Debunky stuff.
Hello, thank you so much for the time today. I wanted to ask about something that is of great interest to me, which is the vibe shift. This has been talked about for a couple years now.
I'm sorry, you said what?
The vibe shift.
Vibe?
Yes.
Vibe, okay.
Especially given the re-entrance of faith into the public square, which I think has never been on display more than at your husband's memorial. I would love to get your take on what it feels like, what it's like to watch Christianity and politics come together, especially through something that happened to your family.
Can I just ask your name?
Okay.
Yes, my name is Virginia Abram.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you. It's interesting because...
do we want to define the vibe shift?
Yeah.
Do you want to put a little meat on that?
Sure.
What do you mean by it?
Yeah, so what I mean by the vibe shift is that over the past probably 2 years, in response to the wokeism of the Biden administration and even just the last 10 years, there's been a shift back towards populism with Trump, and then also a return of religion, which we've seen lots of articles about the return of young men to church, and Charlie Kirk is often mentioned in the same breath as that. So I work for a magazine that's very interested in this, First Things, and I'd love to know what you think of this recombination of faith and politics.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. So Charlie used to say on campus and to anyone and everyone that he would start talking about liberty, and he would start talking about justice, and he would start talking about freedom, and people would want more, and they would want more. What's the source of that?
Yeah.
And he would provide that. He would provide it. It's in the scriptures. It's God. There's only one answer to those. Charlie lived his life and I lived my life in a way where God comes first. And that bleeds into everything else. And I think when you...
Is she wearing that necklace that has, like, all the entire Bible in it microscopically? Like, you could put, like, a little magnifying glass and see all the little words? Is that what that is? I think I recognize that because I see that advertised a lot. It's pretty neat. But I don't know if, if it would be very easy to read like that.
Live authentically. You're not trying to be someone else, but you truly live authentically. And again, let the Lord use you. It shows on full display that if you want to make a difference in this world, you don't remove that very important piece and point. And everyone saw the type of man that Charlie was, and it inspired a lot of people, as it should. But notice how when he was murdered,
the Republican Party's doing a somewhat decent job of cutting spending. Needs to do more. They need to be slashing more. But, you know, that's just my opinion.
they didn't go and grab a constitution. They grabbed a Bible. Yeah. And once you get that Bible in your hands, the Constitution makes way more sense.
It does. That's a fact.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you one more time, Erica Kirk, our audience, and everyone who has been watching tonight. This has been a Town Hall with Erica Kirk, presented by CBS News.
Is that it?
Here.
Oh, here we go.
Much for joining.
So short. CBS
Hey, Bishop.
Paramount Plus.
What you do?
I want to thank Erica Kirk so much for joining me tonight. And I also want to thank our audience for participating in this town hall. CBS News is going to have many more conversations like this in the weeks and months ahead. So stay tuned. More town halls, more debates, more talking about the things that matter. I'm Barry Weiss, here in New York. Good night.
You're being chaotic. I guess that's the conclusion of that, guys. And then, let me see that. Give me that. Give me the tire. Give me the tire now. Oh. You want your tire? Oh, you want your tire? Do you want it? Do you want the bone? Or not the bone, the donut. Sit. This is going to make a lot of noise, guys. Fair warning. Boom. I bounced all the way in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. That's great. Anyway, yeah, so this is, okay, that was the end of that. Couple things I'm definitely going to be able to add to a video tomorrow that she definitely directly debunks of Candace. That's great. So we have the Egyptian planes. They weren't tracking Erica because she was pregnant. She was a stay-at-home mom. They clearly weren't tracking her if she was staying at home the whole time. She said, look at my flight logs. Okay, that's fair. It is interesting that Candace never once brought up Erica's flight logs, though. I do find that weird. So that does bother me. And then there's, what else did she bring up? The, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to probably go back through this. I'll watch through my live stream. That'll probably make it quick. Or this. Anyway, what job do I do? Oh, I go to I'm not gonna say the name of the factory I work at, but I go and I make big chunks of charcoal into powder most of the time. And not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes you make it very coarse. But they go into different types of water filtration canisters for different types of water, different types of water purifiers, depending on if they are like the big heavy duty ones that go inside the home that are kind of attached to the salt water water softeners and stuff like that, to the little ones under your sink, to the ones that, you know, you put a big old jug of water in at the top, you know what I mean? And, you know, use those. They have it for those. It's just a bunch of different types of canisters you put them in that connect right on into different types of machines. But we make the charcoal for all that. So lots of really, really, really hot. It's actually really nice right now because it's freezing outside. And the things that I work by are either at 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 degrees, depending on what we're specifically making that day. And, you know, we get all the charcoal out of there. It's really freaking hot. Got to be very careful. And, yeah, it turns into pure carbon and, then, yeah, goes into your filtration systems. It's not that bad of a job, you know. At home? No, not at home. I don't have their filtration systems because they don't make the filtration systems there. That's a different company, that we all work together for all that. But definitely at work, they have all of those systems and the water does taste way better anywhere else. It's nice. I would like to get a system like that installed in my home one day. It's like 10 grand, I think, for a system like that, but it's the most important thing you could get for a house, really, because it purifies the entire water in all of your house. Just don't go through Eco Water. Fair warning. Don't use them. They're bad. But you know who isn't bad? Any other company probably, but I would vet them. I had a bad experience with Eco Water, and it was not good, and I even put a video up on here. That lady was crazy. I had to record that phone call. She was crazy. But, yeah, I hopefully I'll be able to get a system one day in here. I want to look at something. Where was Candace Owens' video? Let's go to Candace Owens' this one here.
Appeared and worked for DeliverKit 2020 public working 30 Lurka.org. Look up Blexit
organization. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna look up this Publica real quick before I have to get off here for the night, because I'm gonna have to help get these kids settled down. They're getting really, really riled up, and I think they're giving Mama a little hard time as they do at night. Hello. Okay, I'll refresh it. Okay, I'm just going to turn you off then. You're not going to load up the website. How to check your work record. Wait, this isn't it. Okay, I'm clearly in the wrong place. Where did it go? Let's see. ProPublica.org? Okay. Thank you for that. I didn't... okay. ProPublica? Okay, here we go. Blexit organization. No results. Okay. Just look up Blexit. No results. Okay. What did I miss then? Am I missing something at all?
Single thing I have just said to you. Go to ProPublica.org. Look up Blexit organization.
Okay. Am I doing something wrong, guys? ProPublica. Oh, there's that. Is there anything I'm missing, though? Media fact just okay. Nonprofit. Okay. So how do I find Blexit? It says right here. Blexit. Nothing found for under Blexit. Is it because I didn't capitalize this? Do I have to do it all as one word? No? Well? Did this lady jip us? Did I do something wrong? Am I on the right website? Browse by place, Northwest. I think it would be Northeast, right? Wait. They don't have Northeast? They don't have anything East. Am I on the wrong site then? TPUSA changed the name a week ago. Oh, what'd they change it to? Oh, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you so much there, Trainwreck. Let's see. I wish that I knew what this lady... Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. It says go to ProPublica.
You can look this up. All of this is public knowledge. Go to ProPublica. It's a place where you can look up Form 990s.
Okay, you know what? I'll do something different. ProPublica, Blexit. Okay. How about this? Projects Publica. Projects.ProPublica. Is that what it is? It's projects.ProPublica. So she was saying it wrong. Ha. Now I have the Form 990 right here. Here we go, guys. So, just, let's see. Object ID, submission. Oh, hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. Oh, he's a boy. He's a boy. Isn't he a boy? Oh. Alrighty. Blexit Foundation, Inc. Doing business as. Alright, here we go. Whoa, 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 buddy. Thank you so much, Trainwreck. Again, genuinely thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. Here, buddy. Oh, he's a boy. I got this, though. I got this. You don't got this, because I got this. Go get that. Nope. That thing is dangerous. It's too heavy. That is way too heavy to be throwing. Okay, so we know it's Nashville, Tennessee. We know this is all Candace Owens right here, obviously. BlexitFoundation.org. Okay. $2 million a year. All right. Let's see. End of year, -1.7 million. Okay. Interesting. End of the year, 1.2 million. Okay. I'm not sure entirely what to look for on these pages, by the way. Just letting you all know. I am not a tax expert. Okay. Let's see. All these are here. Let's see. Candace Owens, at President Director, was giving herself $250,000 a year. Okay. Well, she definitely was doing that. Brandon Tatum got $36,000. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's quite the disparity. Wow. As vice president, look at that difference in pay between president and vice president there. That's a little wild. Isn't it? Joking, don't be like Hassan. Oh, we'll see about that. No, I uploaded a couple shorts about that. Have you guys seen them? Here, well, let's have some fun. Have a little fun. You guys would like this. I'm gonna teach you exactly how to abuse a dog right here, guys. Here it is, just like Hassan Piker. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
So Hassan Piker thinks he knows how to abuse a dog, huh? Well, I'm gonna teach you how.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do y'all like that?
I'm gonna abuse the crap out of you. I'm gonna stomp all over you.
He doesn't like it when his feet are touched.
Yeah, how do you like that? How do you like it on your feet, huh? Huh? No.
Yeah.
So Hassan.
Yeah, once you get him started and once you get him playing.
Hi, buddy. How are you doing today?
And then I go into how to train him and all. So, it's just fun stuff. What do you want from me? What? What did I do? What? Do you want to give me that? Give me that. Give me the bone. Give me the okay, fine. Well, get it, boy. Here, go in your box, okay? Go in your box. Good boy. Alrighty, so 250,000, there we go. Melissa Nunez. Oh, who's this? Chief Operating Officer was made in 160,000. Ashley Alexander there was a development director making 140. Man, they really screwed Tatum over. What the heck? Okay. So then there's this $500,000 that I don't know what goes to what for anything. Continuation. Where do we see it going down in the hole? That's what I want to see. I'm sure it's here. Ooh, man, that's a lot of numbers. Payments, travel, stuff like that. Travel, oh my gosh, travel was so expensive. I don't know if that's just Candace or what. Video production, decent chunk of change for that, isn't there? Man, they really, wow. Yeah, they did some crazy stuff. That's for sure. That's expensive. Let's see. So at the end of all this here, almost $3 million total liabilities, net assets, funds. Okay. Minus this, so they come out at 1.2 million at the end of that. Okay, they're at 226,000 now. That's what they got left over out of this, it seems. Or no, total's 14 million. 14 million, whoa. That is a lot of money that she's playing around with here for back then. Wow. Okay, what's the conclusion on all this? Let's see. Wow, this is a long I guess this is what happens whenever you have to do all this stuff and then have a tax person on all this, huh? So $4 million down here. Where do we get to the part where it all adds up to being in the negative? See, this is the problem. I don't have a way to properly understand this at all, what I'm looking at. Art, works of art, branded. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. There's Schedule J. Okay, so base pay, 250,000. These people, Tatum's not even on here, is he? Wow. Okay. All right. But where do you see that it's in the whole negative? Where did she see that? Total 1.2 million. Amount paid to gross receipts from activity. Careful, buddy. Oh, careful. Go get your bone. He knows everything is his bone or his ball. It's actually more of a donut, but he doesn't respond to that for some reason. No matter how hard I try. Equipment, okay, that's normal. Probably stages and stuff like that they have to purchase. Canopies, lights, cameras, all that good stuff. Her assets went to 0 in 2023. In Blexit, where did they go? So it merged with TPUSA for some reason, or did it not? Somebody told me that Charlie stopped it from merging, but I think it went through. Everything I found kind of said that it went through. So she, like from what I understand, she dumped off $1 million or a couple $1 million on TPUSA, and it was shortly after that she was let go from TPUSA. I almost wonder if they bailed her out, but she was clearly paying herself. She could have paid it off. She could have paid it back, you know. Oh man, you have no idea how hard this dog rebels. Oh my gosh. If I don't give him attention for literally like 3 seconds out of the day, he is throwing a fit. Like, it's so funny. Yeah, I could just play her video, I guess. Why not? I did it this morning, but
where you can look up the tax returns on these nonprofits. That year, Blexit spent $800,000 on social media fundraising. And then she also spent another...
How do you spend money on fundraising? That seems dumb. That seems counterproductive. You know what I mean?
$380,000 on security.
Thank you so much again, though, for that super chat, by the way, Trainwreck. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Like,
these are donor funds.
I'll thank everyone
and
again,
when I was volunteering for Blexit, we were doing events like delivering meals and lunches to police stations. She was never part of those things. What she was part of was the Blexit rallies where she was flying in private jets to these rally,s using donor funds to fly in private jets. And you're going to be like, oh, you're just a hater. You're just a hater for doing this. Wait a second. Didn't Candace go after Kimberly? Didn't Candace go after Kimberly Klasick for doing these same things?
She did. And that's what's funny about that, you know? 2.96 in 2021, 1.24 in 2022, 0 in 2023. Where did the assets go? Oh, that's, yeah. Is that when it merged over, though? But what were they at? 2.9 in 2021. So is this, these are 2022, okay. Does it go back up to 2022? Or am I just on 2022? Is that the point? Is the point that I've only gotten to the 2022? Okay, just 2022. Is this only 2022 all the way to the bottom as well? Yeah, we're only in 2022. That's why. That answers it. I'm only in 2022. Wait, can I find like the full thing, full filing? Can I do just not 2022 Form 990? Oh, okay. So we go through the 990, all of them, but can I select year? Maybe just Blexit. Okay. Wow. Blexit filings for 1,500 of them. Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, Blexit in 2019. So 2023. Yeah, let's look at the 2023 form. Is it 0 on all of this? Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this is probably where we get into the juicy stuff then, right? Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you ain't a kidding. You're not kidding. Okay. So, was she still paying herself out of salary? Other salaries and wages, $363,000. Whose salary is that? Interesting. Interesting, for sure. So, at the bottom of this, we have... here we go. Here's where we get into a bunch of negatives, don't we? So, at the end of it, it's like negative $208,000, I think, right? Or is it more than that? It could be a lot more than that. What's the total? Let's see. 990. It's interesting. So, Google the 990 first link. Thank you again, Trainwreck. Seriously, thank you. Wait, this one right here, the 2019? Or was it before this, whenever it was, oh, right here? Because that's the one that I clicked initially for the 20,000 or the 2022, not 20,000. For the 2022 one. There's this press release. What's this? Oh yeah, TPUSA and Blexit joined forces. So this was March 13, 2023, right here. Interesting. Very interesting, for sure. Yeah, she spent money like it was her own personal piggy bank. I think so. And then it disappeared after that, after they bought it. So what did happen? I'm curious what happened to that. Let's see. So yeah, I think Blexit. Yeah, it's just crazy. Oh, what happened to the filings of Blexit? Here we go. 2019, 2023, 2021, 2020, 2018. Oh, they did a 990 easy. Oh, they were doing easy forms. Well, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, I'm mainly interested in this 2023 one, I think. But it does seem interesting to me, like, at the bottom of this, end of year, yeah, it seems like the beginning of current year, all the way to the prior year, they were negative, let's see, revenue, less expenses, total expenses, okay, 4 million. Man, they spent a lot on Blexit. Let's see. I don't know how to properly read these. That's the problem. So I don't know whether they're negative or not. But at least they're out here for the people to see. In fact, I'm going to link these down to the description and actually in chat. I'm going to link this here. That way other people who are probably better at this can definitely look more into this. You said 2022, 70,000 in liabilities. Yeah, it seems like they just spent a ton of money. You know, not sure what all's going on there completely. But anyway, guys, I got to hop off here for now. And I'll probably do a deeper dive into this and look more. I'll probably see if I can't get Grok to break all this down for me. Maybe I could do that. Maybe Grok will do a good job. Maybe not. We'll have to find out there, guys. But I got to get off here. I got to go help with the kids because the kids are a handful. You know what I mean? They are what they are. 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. What you going to do? So there is that. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you guys for everything. I gotta thank all you guys who are super chatting again here. Thank you so much to the Saw. So much. Thank you to Mike C. Thank you to Ashlyn Cherry, Kelly Mc, oh, let me bring it all up so I can get there. Is it not gonna show me your full name, really? That's so rude of YouTube. Can I like move that at all? Kelly McKinnon, that's the name. Thank you so much, Curtis and Trainwreck. Thank you guys so much. Absolutely amazing. And as for everybody else in here, of course, Billy, Gina, Susie, Cassie, Curtis, Autumn, Ashley, again, Gina, Milanita, I think I said that right. Christopher, Summertime, No One, Jay. Let's see who else is in chat here. Bonjora Veris, Patricia. Seriously, thank you guys so much for being here. Clunkers, exiting a stream is hard for me. I don't know if I'm thanking you guys properly or not. I don't know if I'm going to offend anyone or not. I try not to. It just does. I feel like I don't do enough for what you guys do for me. So seriously, thank you all so much. Good night, everybody. And yeah, I will see you guys here in the next one. Later. Oh, come on. Whoops. Uh-oh. Really?